podcast right now. Hello, listeners, and welcome to Podcast Right Now, episode 172. It's January 31st, 2021. My name is John Michelle, and I welcome you to the podcast. On the pod today, we got the standard lineup of gentlemen. We have a $1,000 dog in the kennel tonight. Hello, $1,000 dog. Also on the pod this week, we call him Joe, and you also call him Joe. He is a big deal in Japan in the 1990s. I'd say mid-90s to late 90s. He had a reality television program over there, and it was based on. Joe, explain the reality show again. I forget the premise.
No, absolutely. It was like Big Brother, but with only me. So really, I just wandered around a house, had to complete these challenges, ate nothing but peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for a good 12 months. This thing was on, and then they finally, let me out, and I asked what my prize was, and they said, you ate all those sandwiches, so you actually owe us money. So I can never go back to Japan for that reason, but it was a great experience. Ratings were pretty good.
There you go. Happy to have you on.
Nominated for at least 3 Japanese Emmys.
There you go.
Emmy-sans, they call them.
You sound pretty lucid right now. Did you work today?
I worked in the morning. So, yeah, I've had plenty of time to do some drinking.
Okay.
Although I did not.
Okay.
I did not. I had a poor experience last week. Turns out you shouldn't take 2 different types of boxed wines to the dome in quick succession. So that was not a fun podcast for me last week. Probably
Okay.
not.
Do you
for
think
the
that's what it
listeners.
was? The fact that you mixed 2 different types of boxed wines is probably why it affected you so heavily, the two of the dome?
I think that's probably just the tip of the iceberg, but it didn't. You know what they say about tips of the iceberg?
They're only the tip.
It's just the tip of it.
Yeah, there's a whole iceberg fucking below.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. A whole nother couple boxes of wine under there. Also on the pod, the big face on the stream, the man, but with the plan, Carl Charlberry. What's up, Chuck?
Hi, hello. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing well, but I don't believe that you've been doing well.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I got a bone to pick with you.
Can't fucking fathom that.
No, I can fathom it. I've seen you very happy. Get this kid put this boy in the back seat of your car and take him through the Taco Bell drive-thru. I've seen him happy. I wanna ask you about what was going on in your life. What was that, Thursday when I texted you? Wednesday? Friday? One of those days. You had a real hair up your ass, and I just was.
I thought you had a hair up your ass.
No, I thought you had a stick up your ass. Let's let the boys weigh in on this and see if we can get to the bottom of this. No, I feel like recently, since you started going to college online, you have a real attitude.
I was being playful.
You guys should act it out. You should both get your text.
All right. Let's do that. Carl, do you have your phone present? The fuck is? Of course he did. Yeah, he does.
I don't even own a phone. What are you talking about?
All right, so here we're starting at this is Friday at 2:21 p.m. Or no, actually, this begins. Okay, the conversation begins in our big giant group chat, so I got to start there.
We took this out of group chat?
No, it started in group chat, and then I, like a gentleman, I took it private because I don't like having conversations in front of 11 other individuals trying to enjoy their day. I'd rather just.
But you're doing it now in front of at least 40 listeners.
No, there's no way we have that many listeners.
I didn't realize that this was a salty conversation until I got the private message, and I was like, "Oh, this is a salty conversation."
Well, you made it salty. I came in with the best intentions.
No, I was being playful.
Joe and I will.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's get their take and just see how it reads. Okay, so Carl, you posted. It starts Friday at 1:43 p.m. where you post a meme or a real advertisement. I'm not sure. You called it an aggressive ad campaign. It says,
Did you say it was AM or PM for the 140?
This is PM. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
But
probably not up.
I'm in the wrong thread.
Okay, but basically it's an image. And tell me if I'm wrong. If it's an ad or a meme, I'm not sure. But it's an image of like it's a mod for World of Warcraft. Okay, so it's a mod for.
Where it said, "Oh wait, I guess that's a mod."
Okay, so it's a photo. He starts first message of the day in that thread, and it's looks like a World of Warcraft character, and it's advertised as "Wow," but actually have fun. So that was pretty fun, and then go ahead and you start reading your lines, and then I'll read my lines.
So this is an aggressive ad campaign. Oh wait, I guess that's a mod.
I wish you played anything me and the boys play. I wish you played anything me and the boys play.
I can play Halo on PC, but you guys all play on old gen Xbox Ones.
Pretty sure everyone's on Xbox One X, which I guess is now considered last generation. That doesn't matter, though. Master Chief Collection is cross-play.
You see where I was just fucking around and then you took it seriously?
No.
Don't break.
Let's play tomorrow night.
Nobody said seen yet.
Let's play tomorrow night then, if you're all not chicken. And then I posted a GIF of chicken nuggets.
Okay.
And you actually didn't say the word chicken. You used the chicken emoji.
Oh yeah, I used the chicken emoji.
I respond, I mean, if that's the only game you're putting out there, when we do play Halo, we play Halo 5. What's up with your Xbox again? David and Miller use it?
No, that's Miller's. I don't own one.
Oh, Joe, you have a line.
No, mine is totally unrelated.
Joe comes in. He said, y'all buy that game, and I said which, and then you said okay, and then okay.
Game, I said
that
GME, gotcha. Okay, okay. So now we switch. Yeah, now we switch over to private chat, and this is near the end, folks. If you're listening to this, wondering what the hell's going on, I text Carl. Would Miller let you play on it? Log in with your account and whatnot?
When? If he's here, it's usually in use, and I'm usually not here.
And then I respond, I don't fucking know, bro. Just ask him. Go ahead, Carl.
Yeah, and then I said, yeah, if I'm here and you guys are playing and he's not using it, I can jump on. My account's on there. I'm just never really in a situation where I can take over his box when you guys are playing.
Okay, so there's the entire conversation. Would you like some defense from either of us, or what do you guys think? Who was in the wrong here? Who went in aggro? Who pushed who?
So I didn't hear a lot of aggro out of Carl, I guess. And it's hard to read because you sound irritated right now. So you're reading your lines in a way that's irritated, but
I read them honestly. Carl softened his up for the read, I think.
The only real barb that I heard there was I don't fucking know, bro. Figure it out. Yeah, Carl does have a tendency to turn toxic really quick, but I didn't hear it in that.
What I thought was when I thought he went toxic was I mean, basically, I just kind of was thinking like, hey, it'd be, we've been playing games a few nights a week, and we've been having a lot of fun, but we get into these situations with like GTA playlists where we're always kind of like, man, I wish we had another couple guys, we'll be at 3 or 4 or something like that. And last night was really good, Kevin. I think we had like 6 or something in there. And so I was just sort of feeling Carl out, like, hey, so what's up with that Xbox, or what games do you have on PC that are, cross-play? I guess the big thing is, why don't I ever play games with you? I know we play different games, but we literally never play video games together. And I know you're busy too, but the one that got me was, I asked about, would Miller let you use it? Like I assume it's in a public, room or a shared room. It's in your living room or something. I don't know if he has time when he's not using it, or you could pop in for an hour, or if that would be weird or whatever. But I asked, would Miller let you play on it? And he says, when if he's here, it's usually in use, and I'm usually not here. And he said, and the way Carl said that to me was like when, you know what I mean? I like texts are interesting because there's no context. I know, but that's how I read it. That's how I read it. Yeah. So.
Yeah. John, what else is going on?
It's just not.
Oh, there's a lot. I don't know. We're not getting into all of it on the podcast.
I'm not there. Like, I always have my laptop with me.
No, I want to apologize because it sounded like I was the one who elevated it. Yeah. I want to apologize.
That last message was me trying to. I was like, oh shit, I think this is like getting heated. So that's why I was like, oh yeah. If, I tried to make that last one sound. Because I realized it was a little out of control by the end of it.
Can I just say on my end, after reading the thread and then hearing the interactment, I don't really see what the big deal is. You're like, I want to play with you, and he's like, okay, when can we set something up? Here's what I got. It didn't, I don't know. It didn't sound like it was anything. You did post that chicken emoji and then a subsequent GIF.
Well, but that was just like
that didn't bother me. That didn't bother me.
Chicken to play Halo with me, like you'll probably do.
Right. The chicken nugget GIF that you posted was mind bending.
Bit of a
thank you
optical illusion, yeah.
I found it very disorienting.
I'm generally just trying to get pops in group chats.
Yeah.
So if I say anything, it's gonna skew just fucking around.
No, I know. But it was in the private message when I asked, could you use it? And then you asked me when. Like I'm supposed to fucking know what's going on at your house with your roommates. I'm genuinely reaching out and just seeing if I could get you to play GTA.
If I had something, I could tell him ahead of time and be like, hey, do you mind if could we work it out so that at what time
Some people actually schedule times and stuff. And Carl was asking when reasonably, and we are so far from scheduling a time that he asked when, and you heard that as an attack.
I think you're right.
That sounds like that's the case.
This goddamn virus.
Yeah. Still friends?
You know it, baby.
All right.
Well, you said you would like to apologize, but you didn't actually apologize.
Yeah, I know.
You stated you're
apologizing.
No, it's stating the intention to, but
that's formally apologizing.
I'm building up to it. Here's what I'll say. I'll tease it. I'll say if you guys hang out another few minutes in the podcast and you listen along, maybe towards the end we'll get that apology. I'm not ready yet. I'm still kind of steeping.
Let's get a couple fucking Patreon subscriptions out of it.
We'll make it an event.
3 Patreon subscriptions and he'll apologize to me.
Now, I would like to apologize as I would like to introduce myself. Kind of already did.
No, I don't think that's the case. I would like to introduce myself, and then, who are you?
Would you say
to someone? Who are you?
Would you say to someone, though, I would like to apologize? I'm sorry. Is that how you would do it? Because if you
gotta have more to say than just I'm sorry, I think. It should be, I'd like to apologize, and then you explain why you're wrong, and then maybe at the end of many other words, you end it with I'm sorry.
I think that's where I'm at with this. So the apology has not been issued yet. The
correct.
Has been stated.
You got it. Yeah.
We're teasing it, though.
Yeah. And we'll see how the episode goes. Carl might be apologizing to me by the end of the episode.
I'm really happy, though, so just so you know.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah.
Clearly.
I'm not happy.
I know you're happy. I just feel like there was friction. There was animosity for a moment there or something.
I'm happier than I don't want to get out there or anything. I'm happier than I probably should be.
I love hearing about happiness and other people experiencing
after
happiness.
This last year and all of the things like.
Hey, it's been a year.
Yeah.
John, if you if you chew 3 whole peppercorns, your blood pressure will lower slightly, and you'll start to feel more relaxed.
I don't like peppercorns.
Do you have to chew them simultaneously, or like back to back, or is it just the net peppercorn?
No, you know what I wish, and
One at a time.
I keep seeing this in different TV shows and movies, and I hear people talk about it on podcasts. I wish I had a weekly sit down with like a therapist. I think I would love that. I think I could and it's not that I think I have like a whole lot of work to do on myself, and maybe I'm wrong about that, but I think it would just be like nice to have a third party. Just it'd be almost like journaling, or like
Right.
you know what I mean, like someone that you can vent and talk to and get like a unbiased opinion on just a bunch of different things going on in my life.
I don't think it's usually a third party who's like going to offer any advice or perspective or anything. It's kind of just the act of you saying the whole thing. It is more like journaling, I think, than it's not like
They won't tell me I'm. They're not going to tell me I'm right about things.
I don't think so.
Maybe I don't want that then.
You might be able to pay extra for that, but they aren't. I don't think going to tell you that you're right or wrong.
I got you.
On anything.
Okay.
The psychology equivalent of the happy ending if you pay extra. You finish right.
Well,
Therapy's great until you get the bill and you look at it and it's like this. Wow!
for the audio listeners, Carl he's farsighted, so he pulled his glasses back and he made his eyes real big with his lenses. It was good.
Carl, are you wearing a shirt that looks like a vest or an actual vest?
It's a shirt that looks like that. It's the design on it.
Okay. No, I like it, but it was unclear just based on the video. Again, another visual thing for our audio listeners, but the shirt is such that it looks like he's got a striped shirt possibly underneath a Meyer vest, but it's actually, there's like a kind of a Meyer vest on.
This is all one shirt.
It's all one shirt. Okay.
It kind of looks like Carl's wearing like a cartoon's uniform right now.
Yeah. Like this belongs to some sort of cartoon.
Like if you went into his closet, it would be that shirt 10 times. Yeah.
Yeah,
yes. If you were a cartoon character, that is what you would wear, and you would have many copies of it in your closet.
I love it. All right. Well, kind of a weird start to the episode. Apologies there. On this episode, we're going to talk about all this.
And if you are listening, sorry, John, go ahead. I'm fucking drunk.
He did apologize. That's how an apology's done.
I fucking called it.
Sorry.
I called it.
I had an apology for you, and you just interrupted him and gave it right back.
So on the ep this week, we got a FebNoBrewary challenge, which I'm sticking to that name. Some of the boys on the pod are abstaining from alcohol in the month of February, as it is the shortest month of the year. We got some stock market, GameStop stuff that happened. What was that? Thursday? That's basically all that was going on in the world. Friday, I think.
Yeah,
I think it was that Friday. We're going to do some
going on for months and months before that.
Of course.
The stock market's been going on for like 10, 12 years at least.
At least a couple decades, yeah.
Truth.
When was The Wolf of Wall Street filmed? It was I think it started then. We got some movie recommendations for you. Some movie recommendations on this episode to look forward to. The rivalry of the Oral-B will happen this week. Our trivia game where somebody wins a toothbrush. It's going to be great. It's an electric toothbrush, a nice one, it looks like. Socially distanced wrestling. Joe went and saw some men hug each other. Would you call it the OWA? Is that how you would say that? The Ohio Wrestling Association. OWA.
You could say OWA if you wanted to.
OWA.
No one says that, but you could, I guess.
And then,
Ohio Wrestling Alliance.
Yeah, if you're listening now, thanks for tuning in. This is just go to podcastrightnow.com for links, Patreon, Twitter, all kinds of ways to get a hold of us and interact with the show. We live stream the show every week on Twitch, realpodcast.com on Twitch. I'm sorry, Real Podcast Right Now on Twitch. And we start at 6 or just a little after 6 on Sundays. So anyone in the Twitch, thanks for tuning in. And yeah.
Patreon gets the playback on that. if you want to watch it, we're going to go back and watch the whole thing. You're going to have to ante up at least $1.
There you go.
We have that set up and going again.
Yep,
We do.
it's set up and going.
Okay.
Yep.
We took a hiatus during some of the pandemic era just because it was sort of, we found ourselves in a spot where it was a little tricky fulfilling our end, but I think we're good to go now. And I think, Carl, you and I talked briefly about some stickers going out to people, potentially some print art. It should be a good time over there. So we appreciate the support. And I mean, hell, we just appreciate you guys listening and letting people know about the podcast. So
I don't contribute too much. I don't have the arts in me or whatever. I'd be willing to contribute a tier where if you pay this level, I will stick myself in the finger and put it on a Post-it note and give you a droplet of my blood in case you'd like to clone me for future generations.
I think we need to have like a top tier, like $1,000 a month or something, $5,000 a month, and Joel will time travel into the future and see if he can find your book that you've written about yourself. And
that's going to be hard. Not everyone writes a whole book. Some people write shitty blogs.
Well, maybe you could. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever you find, you could bring back and show it to them.
Could be a diary or something.
Yeah.
There is a top tier. It's for $15,000 a month.
It's total control, isn't it?
You get a producer's credit, and and a pizza party.
Oh, fuck! I love pizza, guys.
What
You
kind
get
of pizza?
a pizza party and a producer's credit.
Hope
You
it's
don't
not-
actually get
hope it's
any
not
input.
Marco's.
You just get a producer's credit. We'll put your name on it, and we'll feed you a pizza.
It's not Marco's though, right? Because they're not doing so hot.
For $15,000 a month, it's whatever fucking pizza you want it to be.
Okay.
Toppings? You can get toppings too?
2 toppings. We're not going crazy here, Kevin.
No mushrooms.
Yeah, $15,000. You put 6 or 7 toppings on there, you're saving money. You know what I mean?
So, have you guys noticed some of these pizza places with what they charge for toppings? I mean, by the time you build the pie, it's a $25 pie, and they charge $1.50 per additional topping. That doesn't. I just don't. I don't think that makes sense.
Well, it's like, do you have financing for my?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Kind of interest rates you got on your pizza?
Sign for this
my
pizza?
wife for my pie.
You guys' moms are so poor that they put a pizza on layaway.
Hey,
All 3 of you.
Apologize.
Your moms are poor.
Damn it.
It wasn't even good by the time they got it off layaway.
it was rotten.
It would take a while, yeah.
A rotten pie.
So your mom's also stupid for trying to buy a pizza that way.
And probably a fat mom, too, because she's eating pizza all the time. I bet that bitch is dipping in ranch.
I heard that your mom's nickname, though, was Layaway.
Just lay away. She's ready for it. Yeah, that's a good one. I like jokes.
I mean, she likes to fuck.
Yeah. No, she likes that HBI all night long.
HBI.
Yeah, the hot beef injection.
Uh-huh.
My mom was Catholic. Her favorite method of birth control was stillbirth.
Oh, just cross your fingers. Yeah, say a prayer. Say a prayer to the other God.
The guy who absorbed his twin in the womb.
Yeah, well, I needed him.
Kevin, you got a shitload of brothers and sisters. How many of them were there?
Living at what point in history? Because some of them died immediately, and then one of them died later.
Tell me the number initially, and then tell me the number now, accounting for those that have died and or had like a death of their like soul or just inner light. You know what I mean? Like they're basically dead.
We don't really have souls. We're
Shit.
different kind of people.
Yeah.
So I don't know that there was ever any soul, but
That's not
7 were born.
Jesus.
Yeah, and then one was basically stillborn, I think, and then one was kind of in the like ICU or whatever for a few months, maybe something like that. But there was a boy and a girl. I forget which one was which, but both of them would have been older than me, so I've never had more than 2 brothers or 2 sisters, but that was for the long stretch. That was the number. There were 5 of us, and then old Jeremy decided to take an early nap. So down to 1 brother and 2 sisters.
There you go.
Do you think they're done?
I think they're probably done.
Unless Kevin's mom is into necrophilia, I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, the biggest barrier is it's going to be that when my dad died, he was made into ashes instead of being buried. So there's not even any way to like resurrect the body and then have him mate with. It's just not going to happen at this point.
How many stillborns? How many stillbirths did your mom have?
1 stillbirth and 1 like non-viable child at birth.
Okay. Stillborn. Do you think that phrase came from like the mom was all upset, like back in the 1930s or whatever, and she was like, "My baby, my baby." He was like, "Hey, it was stillborn," Or do you think it's because the baby comes out and it doesn't move very much?
Right. It's because the baby lies lifeless and motionless.
Isn't that a fucked up medical term, though? Think about it. If that's the case, like, okay, so the best way we can describe this scientifically, medically, is, that baby seems awfully still.
Well, that's probably not like the medical word for it. I'm sure they have more scientific ways to say it.
Let me see if let's look it up. Oh, I don't want to Google search stillborn. I'm afraid images will come up. Stillborn.
What's the science word for
yeah, I'll just put medical term here.
Be like pre. Yeah, I got nothing.
That you know what? That's it. I'm not seeing anything else
to it. Etymology might give you. What?
Okay. And I'm not, and just a Google search, stillbirth medical term, absolutely nothing came up.
Got it up on got the Wikipedia up there for you.
There you go. I'm curious about this. It's a 1590s from stillborn. Now from the 1913. Yeah, just a bunch of gobbledygook. Right on. Dead babies. There you go.
A great Alice Cooper song.
My my wife, her parents had to try like kind of a disturbing amount of times before they could have a little baby, and I remember learning of this and it kind of blowing me away. Like, oh my God, you guys have been through some drama. Because I mean, can you think of anything worse for a mother? You carry something to term and then, it's the worst.
Well, and then you get the result, and it's like, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You carry it to term. It's fucking Joe.
Yeah, right.
I think
it's cancer like 6 years in.
Yeah, calls his dad every couple of weeks about a leaky pipe. Dad, I can't figure out my house. Figure it for me.
Oh, that's a lemon. God.
How's the, did you get your garage door installed, Joe, so that you can properly commit suicide?
No, I don't know if that's really a winter project.
Your dad will have to wait a few more months.
That's the most depressing time of year, isn't it?
The winter of your discontent.
Well, no, not the suicide as the garage door installing is the winter project.
We got Viking Stan in the chat after 5 hours of vaccine sign up hell today. You guys are lifting my spirits with topics so far. Sheesh! ! Welcome to the chat, Viking Stan. We've been dark. We're talking about friends breaking up, and we're talking about little beautiful angel babies that don't make it. This is our dark episode. Let's just try to keep this dark tone for the entire episode, if possible.
I think I know what could lighten the mood a little bit.
Okay.
Unwatch 2021.
Unwatch. Let's get into it.
Yep. So I've just done a little bit of research earlier today. I found a recent article that says Kim Jong-un's wife has been missing from the public eye for more than a year. So he's married to a lady who is thought to be 32 years old. Hasn't been seen in the state media. We don't know if she's dead. We don't know if she got the COVID and died. We don't know if she's just being prevented from having the COVID, but the lady's not present.
Interesting.
So there you go. Un Watch 2021.
That photo, dude. That photo. No. It bothers me. Like a Tim and Eric photo.
They look like they're having such a playful time.
They do look like they're having a good time, but you know that guy doesn't go...
Be state murdered?
Yeah. No, she seems nice. She likes the snow. I mean...
She likes being alive.
Yeah.
Clearly. So much vigor in those eyes.
Well, if you see someone smiling, you don't. It's not always for the camera. Sometimes they're just smiling.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard of this.
Let's send our thoughts and prayers to Mrs. Jong-un. Mrs. Un-jong.
Why is this supposed to lighten the mood?
Is there a graph of her appearance?
Can you zoom in on that? Control scroll. There you go.
Type of events. Where's the key to that?
Type of events participation. Okay, so she was busy in the middle of 2019, it looks like. But then, yeah, the last 3 or 4 years, AFK. Huh.
Kept her under lock and key. Yeah, it was the roar in 2019 in North Korea, didn't you hear?
Oh, I got that backwards. That was before their relationship. Okay, I see.
Has he got a fucking crawl space in his house, too?
He's got a crawl space the size of a country in North Korea.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a lot of bodies. Good shit. FebNoBrewary, it's happening. This is the last night I'm drinking. Who's with me on not drinking beers or alcohol through the month of February? I know we got Joe on board. Kev, are you in?
Hell yeah.
Kevin's going to go clean.
I've been practicing smoking weed again, getting a little bit better at that, or about managing the the waves of it.
It's like riding a bike once you get back into it, you know.
Yeah, it's one thing it does is I get a lot more credit for my workouts when I start to feel the effects, because the heart rate thing, it just kind of takes a little jump.
It goes up a little bit, yeah.
Do the workout normally, and it's as if I were doing like HIIT or something.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm looking forward to it. I kind of did it last year. I think I did it minus a weekend or something last year because something was going on. But yeah, looking forward to it. Carl, you said you're in?
I'll do it.
There we go. We got the whole team on board. And I think we're going to have Super Shark Johnson, a.k.a. my older brother, Cunt Face. He'll be on the podcast. I think he's joining us at some point, and I think he's down for the challenge too. So if you want to join us in the FebNoBrewary, it's shortest month of the year, and yeah, I'm planning on drinking a lot of seltzers and eating a lot of the marijuana. So that's been really that's my plan, I guess. Yeah, it's just kind of eat weed every night and see what that's like.
We do it in February so that we can get, spring break beach bodies.
That too. Ooh, I wanted to tell you guys, I went and bought some jeans the other day. Did I tell you about this last week? Me buying jeans?
No.
I don't think I did. I have I typically do a 32, so 32 waist, 32 length. I grabbed some 30s off the shelf, and I said, let me give this a little try. Yeah, I wear a 30 waist now, and I'm down to 177 pounds, so feeling good. Yeah. I told our buddy Zany about shit himself. He's like, I wear a 30. I'm like, well, we're both small, adorable men, aren't we? Look at that. So, Yeah, feeling pretty good. My wife, she can't keep her hands off me.
I feel like that's not true.
She said as much. I mean, she can keep her hands off me, but she says that she's noticed that
I don't see her anywhere in that room right now, so it's clearly a lie.
Yeah. That might be part of why I came in hot on this episode. Carl, you don't deserve that. I'm sorry, man.
Wait, you have peak tea right now?
Oh, it's all right.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm not peak. You don't want to see me at peak tea. Oh my god. No. I'm at I got a pretty high level of tea, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's just been a day, man. You know what I mean? I don't know. I can't get in. I don't really want to get into it on the podcast.
Okay. It's all right.
Well,
we'll save it for the.
And you did hear, I did apologize to Carl. I do apologize.
He did.
You're a sweetheart, and I was probably dealing with that type of shit the day we text, and I was just like, sometimes I see my phone, I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? I just start texting before I think.
I also like. I would like to own an Xbox right now, but I got rid of it because I wasn't. It's the same complaint that you have. I wasn't playing. I mean, I fucking wasn't playing it a lot. And, I'm on my computer a lot. I got a beast of a laptop that'll play video games, and so I got rid of it.
Yeah,
paid a little towards my rent.
Well, it would only improve things in my life if I just decided, like, okay, I'm not playing video games anymore, and I don't play that much. Like, I really don't. And
I couldn't.
It causes problems with. That's kind of what I'm talking about with this lady who can't keep her hands off me because of my hot bod.
Well, you know what would be good for us in our video games if we played the same amount, but we didn't start at 1 a.m.
Yeah,
that kind of puts a whole different trajectory on the next day when you're going to bed at 4 and 5 in the morning.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So we had a really good time last night. I thought we had our buddy.
I like that toast.
Yeah, man. We had our buddy from Scotland in on the mix. His gamer tag is Toast, and Toast some numbers or whatever. But he was shit faced, and as they do over there, and yeah, we just had a lot of fun. We had Brogue Star, we had Kevin, my brother, Big Johnny Hill, aka the Golden Bear. We were doing some Grand Theft Auto. We had a lot of shitty games in our playlist that we played, but I still really enjoyed myself. I don't know, like through these not being allowed to hang out with your friends times, I think video games serve a really nice purpose as far as sort of scratching that social itch, which I have. I mean, I remember in the before times, in the old normal, my job is pretty social, so I get a lot of it just through the week, hosting trivia at different bars, and I have friends that show up and new friends that I made and acquaintances that I made. We had Max on a couple episodes back, like that guy, and just being able to bump into some people and sit around and have a beer and talk about your week and whatever. But the folks I really want to hang out with, and you guys especially, when we did the podcast in person, I mean, I got a lot of fond memories of hanging out at Joe's house and him dancing around with his heart and playing video games over there, and Kevin and him getting into a fight in his kitchen, and then me and him getting into a fight in his kitchen. Watching him try to pull a pizza out of his oven and it just like exploding into 6 pieces and it flopping over onto the floor and him eating it off the floor. I have a lot of fun memories of just that was our weekly, kind of check in, and I really miss it. And so I feel like the video games kind of hit that itch, scratch that itch where it's like, and Joe, that's also kind of why I was putting pressure on you to get on the platform that you and your buddies are on, so that we can get more of each other outside of the podcast. Just because,
Would you guys be interested in maybe playing Master Chief Collection instead of. I mean, like.
I mean, I will always play that. Yeah.
Let's be honest. Halo peaked at 3.
No.
I really like 5, and that's not a popular opinion, Carl. You're not wrong as far as I would say the popular opinion goes, because I used to hang with the subreddit for Halo, and anytime anyone brought up 5 or posted some videos or imagery from 5, I mean it's Reddit. I mean, so that's a giant asterisk, but my vibe was don't bring up 5. No one likes 5. No one likes 4. But I'm with.
I don't hate it.
I mean, I like them all. I always operated under that. Yeah,
I'm not in a camp. I'm not in I don't. I just 3. It seems like what they want to achieve was it. You could do it all with 3, and then
3,
4 and 5. It's like let's shoehorn in some features from other games now, and kind of and it's not that they're not 4 and 5 aren't good games.
Right.
Halo 4 and Halo 5 are good games, and they do borrow from other shooters. But as far as it being its own thing, I think 3 is the.
In the chat, Jegbird25, aka the Ventrilo Fart, aka my younger brother, he's with you, Carl. Halo 3 seems to be his favorite as well. Go ahead, Kevin.
3 feels the most like 1, I think, is what you would say about it. Personally, I think every version has been better than the last one.
Yeah, and Halo 4 went through that era of when Call of Duty was really crushing numbers and destroying sales and was becoming. I mean, I don't know that Halo was ever the standard shooter. I mean, there's so many. It was always COD and Halo. And then Halo kind of implemented some of the equipment items in Halo 4 where, you could build a loadout basically and choose. And one of the core characteristics of why I think Halo is great is because everyone starts with the same gear, and it's about map control, weapon control, and things like that. I hope I didn't cut you off, Kevin. Were you going to say something else?
No, yeah, that's a good thing about Halo. I think that you start on kind of even ground or whatever. And then the thing that I always like more about Halo than Call of Duty always felt kind of 2-dimensional to me. And Halo felt like there was more kind of dancing around in space or whatever. It feels less like real life, but I think it's a better game.
I'll agree. I agree with all that.
You kind of wiggle around inside a distance, and you can survive a couple shots and come back and try to maneuver your way out of a firefight.
The time to kill, or the TTK as the kids call it, is a real big difference in Call of Duty compared to Halo 5, where it's I saw you first, therefore I get the kill. And what I love about Halo is when you get that. I forget the name of the medal. But the narrator he'll shout it out.
Hard target.
No, the one where you turn it around, where your health has been lowered. Reversal. Yeah, I love the reversal, and I love the distraction medal too, because that means I'm dashing around and I'm grabbing weapons and I'm getting people's attention, but I'm not engaging, and I'm just cruising through, and then someone else picks off somebody. That decides to start a fight with me. So, I love 5. Sprint is a big topic of contention in the community, and I don't mind Sprint. And I think the maps are designed to accommodate Sprint. That's why they're all a little larger, and that's why some of the earlier maps seem smaller. It's because you can get around them faster. And in Halo 5, as far as the mobility goes, once you get all of those controls down, you feel like the only thing missing is that you could take off and fly. And I think we were talking about this the other night when we were playing, but you can clamber on the edges of jumps and stuff. So if you don't quite make the jump, you just hit A again and you grab the edge and pull yourself up. You can dash, which is absolutely necessary in battles. There's the sprint, obviously. There's the smart link, where if you hold the left trigger and in midair to aim down sights. You hover for a brief moment. There's the ground pound, which Kevin hates, but when you pull it off, you feel like a fucking legend.
It's just not a good move.
Yeah.
I feel like that's just
It's not a good attack. You hang in the air for way too long.
It's true, but that's the trade. You don't want it to be OP. I think that's how they balanced it, is by, okay, you can try to pull this off, but you are going to be a sitting duck for, a second and a half before you can shoot down and ground pound. But
yeah, if you know that nobody is on the same level as you and you're kind of like trying to ambush somebody, I can see a case for it. You would use it there, but if
Not
somebody's like, if somebody knows that you're there, then you don't have enough time to ground pound.
no, not at all. No, they'll get all the shots they need by the time you're on your way. Kevin, what's your control scheme? Do you play default in 5?
I play like Boxer or Recon, not Boxer. I play Recon,
Okay.
which I think now is the default. I'm not really sure.
Okay.
There was a game, I think it might have been 4, where I actually had to switch my controls to Recon, but that's what I think is.
I think definitely. There was. What's the one that was in between 3 and 4?
Reach.
Reach. You might have had to switch in Reach,
Yeah.
and maybe 4 too.
And so what I did was when 5 came out, I trained myself, and I lost a lot of games in the beginning to just like learn default, like make sure that I knew default, because there were so many new mobility options and stuff like dash had never been there before. And I always need melee, like, cause I'm a brawler, you know what I mean? Like I typically finish off every kill with a melee. I'll throw a melee out there even if I'm pretty sure you're going down, just to be sure. But I made myself learn default, and it was a challenge, but I'm kind of glad I did it, because I think the control scheme supports all the new things that were added to that game.
That's remnants of the old days. Throwing out a melee. Like, if you know you're going to die, you would throw out a melee or a grenade, depending on the situation.
Yeah.
At the very, very end.
Yeah, because you might at least pick up an assist, and someone else could, what it was, I'm remembering now, was that B on the Xbox gamepad was always your melee, and it was nice because it was handy, it was right there. And the part that I had to retrain my mind was B is now dash on the default control scheme, and I forget what melee is, maybe right bumper or left bumper or something like that, but had to figure that out. We're getting into the woods on Halo. We should probably switch topics.
Well, I just gotta weigh in on the dash. The dash button should be the button closest to your stick. In my opinion, it has to be X, and then B should be your melee because that's close to the trigger.
Shouldn't the dash be something that you, like a bumper, that you can hold down while you can control everything else too?
X is close.
So that I can come out of a dash and melee you, or
well, and that's a combo too. If you're sprinting and you melee, then that's a move. And then for me, the dash is just something I wanted to master, because I was losing fights where I could see opponents after receiving a shot or two dashing to the right, and I would miss that next shot, and I'm like, okay, I got to get that timing down. And I think you can win a lot of fights that way, where okay, it's you see me, I see you, we both have BRs, we're shooting, one of us dashes right, and you know what I mean, and the other one doesn't dash, you're getting that kill.
Sorry, I was confusing dash sprint.
I mean, like the side, you can do it sideways, you can do it forward, backwards, but yeah, anyways.
Now we can move on.
Yeah, well, FebNoBrewary, I'm thinking about definitely sprinkling in more video games, which I'm sure my beloved will be okay with, probably. And yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to a month of, giving the old liver a break. It's always weird when you talk about taking a month off of drinking, because you do sound like a full-blown alcoholic, but it's the way she goes.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? Kevin once said, "You're not interesting if you're not an alcoholic."
Yeah, you gotta cope. You gotta be able to sleep at night. What are you gonna do?
Yep. I expect to lose a little more weight, and I guess I expect sleep to be maybe better. That's sort of my biggest challenges, making sure I get the right amount of sleep,
There's always that retarded, conversation you have with yourself at the end of FebNoBrewary, where it's like, all right, well, I guess now I'm going back to drinking. It's like, silliest thing. Should probably just not be doing it. But,
right. Just make it a weekend thing, I guess, like, all right, come Friday, I get to pick up a couple 6-packs and have some drinks.
It's probably the adult way to do it.
Right.
And then just smoke weed all throughout the week.
We're getting there in a world where, in your 30s, it's pretty fucking common to act like a child. I don't know. I feel like that's a cultural thing, right? Like, people don't really, it's not like it was when our parents were 30, in their mid 30s or early 30s.
A 30-year-old at our parents or our grandparents' age, you would basically have, resigned yourself to life and
they were home and they were tucking shirts in. They weren't wearing fucking sneakers everywhere. It was just a different breed of adult back then.
They didn't have Twitter, so that's probably true. What happened. Right?
Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing when you think about the state of affairs for, I think, a lot of men and women right now, who are in that middle age, not letting go of it, childish, immature, choices, behavior. It's interesting. But, looking forward to it. I'm confident. I will say that. And I know Kevin's such a dick buster when it comes to exactly, okay, so what are you talking about? That means midnight tonight to the 28th, which is it's just I'm confident I can do the whole thing. I think in the past, me and Joe, we've gotten into a little bit of trouble with him where, he just basically marks it as he marks it as a fail if it's, well, you had that, that one weekend or you started, 3 days late and then you extended it by 3 days. So yes, you still did a month, but you didn't do that month. So that's a fail, I think I'll get it. You guys feeling confident? Joe, Carl? Kev, I know you're good. Kevin, you did October, yeah?
Yeah, I do October, February, and June.
Look at you.
4 months.
Maybe June is a tough one too, because that's those beautiful summer months or those summer days.
Right, it's all the fun things happening.
Yeah,
you just drink lots of water and smoke weed.
It's true. Yeah, that's the thing is we're not talking about going full sober.
Yeah, but being out in the sun and 100-degree days and everything is not an argument for hangovers and just general feeling shitty and dehydrated. It's a good time to be off the booze.
It is actually because, you have yourself a nice little day off and those boozes, they tend to come out a little earlier in the day. Everybody's, it's a social scenario. We're all hanging out. It's fucking 2:00. There's a football game or some shit. That's a bad choice.
I don't know about June for being a football game, but
you know what I'm saying. Some sort of
coming in for June lawn mowing and then having yourself a Bud Light, something just super refreshing and watery. And
I do like having a beer after mowing the lawn. That is a reward.
That's really good. A daytime beer in the sun.
Yes, it's a quality experience. I would recommend it for sure.
What's not fun is you don't want to drink like 3 bottles of red wine and then wake up in the afternoon sun. Then it doesn't feel so good.
No,
you don't want that one.
Okay, we got
one Bud Light after mowing the lawn.
Here's a
one Bud Light, 3 bottles of Post. I can see where they're coming from there.
Here's a question from the chat. What's worse, 4 beers a day or 21 beers a weekend?
Damn. Probably 21 beers a weekend, right?
That sounds, well, I could easily do that.
That's hard. That's like a bender every weekend, right?
Basically I do both of those. Does that make sense? 21 is, if you split that up to 3 nights, that's not a lot of beer. especially if you're off and you start your first one at 4 or 5. It's not a lot of beer.
I think four
And I'm a sipper. Like a beer takes me an hour. You know.
If you're drinking full like alcohol beers though 4 a day, I think is enough to. It's
Full
enough
strength.
that like you're drinking every day. If it's 4 regular like domestic 5% type beers, I mean I think 2 of those a day is actually supposed to be good for you. So I would guess 4 a day is better if it's regular beer, and
Heart
21
health.
on the weekend is better if you're drinking craft.
Okay. There you go.
Hey, guys.
Solved. Thanks for the question in the chat.
Breaking news. Speaking of audience participation,
Let's do it.
we've got a shout out right now live on the podcast. Dan Alexio just became a patron.
Hey,
Dan Alexio, whoever you are out there, shout us
Awesome.
out in the chat. Let us know if you're there listening right now. Also, Lance Shaw joining us.
oh,
Awesome.
know that guy.
He's a good man.
Lance
Is he
and
alive?
He was a real born.
He was a wriggling born.
he was a moving born. Yeah.
Yep.
No, Dan and Lance. Yeah, real quick, Dan and Lance, thank you so much for chipping in. We appreciate you guys for sure. Dan also shout out for helping with my brother. His puppy dog recently had some major vet bills that came up, and we did a fundraiser on Facebook and raised pretty much all the money to get that little dog taken care of. It's about 7 years old and had this major bowel issue and had to stay at the vets for more than a few nights. And so that gets costly, but then also the medicine, and they did some kind of MRI or CAT scan or something like that on his pooper. And
Dog scan.
yeah, dog scan. Thank you, Joe. Anyways, Ted, this beautiful Australian Shepherd, made it home, and he's doing well. And I think he's back to full spirits and full. He's doing better. So Dan, thanks for that as well.
What's it like to be loved that way? I'm always curious.
What is it like for Ted, the dog?
No. For like, you guys raised enough to actually pay for his vet bills just by like.
I was blown away. You know, the only thing I could chalk it up to was people have a like, okay, so having a pet, especially a dog, you know, or even cats, that's like super common, right? A lot of people have pets, and those bills are expensive. And unlike human medical bills, you're denied the option of, well, we could just end this whole thing, you know? So like, you have to make that choice with your pet, and that's a hard choice to make, especially if they're young, and it's just because you can't afford it, you know? And so I think a lot of other people have been in that position and received help, not from a public fundraiser, but from, you know, talking to their family and friends and them saying, you know what, hey man, if I'll tell you what, I'll loan you $1,000, pay me back whenever you can, or whatever, you know, to, you know, make sure you can keep your dog who still has some years to live and right. Whatever. So that's the only thing that's the only reason I could think that happened. And then also our older brother, Joel, he's like really good at, you know, that kind of shit.
Right. But he's good at it for the same reason that Jordan, and I think if your dog was sick, that you guys would like be able to drum up that support though. Like, to me, it has way more to do with who Jordan is than the fact that he has a dog and his dog is sick and people have their own personal memories of the dog being sick.
Yeah. And he was a mess. And I don't want to share too much without his permission or put him in a weird spot. And obviously, Jordan, if you want to talk about it and come on, you're more than welcome to join the Discord and join in. But he was absolutely the guy that was like, he didn't feel great about like people giving money and helping him out. You know what I mean? He's that type of dude. And I think I'm kind of wired the same way, where it's like, I'm not a fucking charity case. You know what I mean? It's a weird one. Is it like, do you guys find it hard to accept financial help and stuff like that? Like, I mean, it's a common thing. It's not unheard of that a social network of people get together and say, you know what, hey, I'll throw in $10. Hey, I'll throw in $30. Hey, I'll throw in $100. Like, do you guys find that like weird to ask?
It doesn't, like in that kind of situation or whatever, like it would never occur to me to start a GoFundMe because I don't think people would like have the energy to.
Yeah.
Like people wouldn't want to help me.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit. I don't know. I don't want to say it's like dirty or whatever, but
right.
I think it's fine when you are willing to ask for help and people, want to help you.
And another thing I think that's important to say in this situation is that he didn't start the GoFundMe or whatever. It was a Facebook, whatever you would Facebook like fundraiser, and it was started by Super Shark, our older brother, and he didn't ask Jordan permission to start it or anything. He just put it up on Facebook. Hey, here's the situation with my brother. And he's great at networking and doing all that. He raises money every year for Camp JoJo, a great camp, and it's based in Colorado. Kevin, you're a part of that, helps with teenage suicide and stuff like that. And it's a weird skill, but it also makes sense when you look at sort of what he does for a living, being involved in, summer camps and all kinds of programs for the youth, and but he's really good at it, and he did it without permission, and they absolutely hit the goal. So I think that's just important to bring up. There's a big difference, I think, between someone else starting it for you without your permission and you starting your own fundraiser for something, or maybe there isn't. I don't know.
I don't think it really matters. I think ultimately is the point is that the cause was good and was reached.
Yeah.
I know as a newer-ish dog owner, there's not too much I wouldn't do if my little girl, my daughter, as I call her, because I don't have an actual daughter, needed something to make that happen. Knock on wood that it doesn't. Yeah, I can understand every bit of the motivation on both parties, the pride, but also the brotherly helping out situation.
Yeah, totally.
I'm there with it.
Yeah,
Joe, do you agree with me, or do you hear what I'm saying when can you imagine somebody helping you that way?
Helping me that way,
Joe. Let me put it into perspective real quick. $4,000 was raised for all of these bills and stuff. It wasn't like a $600-700 jam. It was like
pretty good,
really expensive,
and somewhat quickly too, right?
Yeah, I'm talking like a week, if that. Goal achieved.
So Joe,
yeah.
If your dog was sick, do you feel like you live in a world where you could get a fraction of that kind of support?
I might have to do some asking. I might have to call my father.
You're getting something from me.
Do you hear what he said, though? He said he's going to call his dad first thing. That's the first thing that came to his mind. I'll call Jim Gaz and see what we can get, what I can get out of him again. Poor man.
My dad loves my puppy, and he knows that's the closest thing he's going to get to grandkids, so he better keep that thing alive.
Oh, man. How is little Gremlin doing? I haven't seen you in at least a month or two now. But how is your little puppers doing?
She's doing great. She's working on a new trick.
Okay,
which is like where they kind of dog people probably know what I'm talking about. You hold a treat above them, and they kind of like look like they're jumping up for it, but they don't jump.
Yeah.
They're kind of like, they're not begging, but they kind of do, I guess.
You get them to wait
on that one.
You get them to wait until you say, okay, now you can have the treat. That kind of thing?
Yeah. Yep. But, I want to get a new house, or not a new house, new fence for my house, so that she doesn't
get a new house for your fence. That would be kind of cool.
Well, I might soon. Who knows?
Get him a
I'm a
GoFundMe.
millionaire now. Yeah, you know, I'm a millionaire essentially.
Yeah, that's
You're
kind of
a
where I'm
millionaire.
at with our dog. Is I'd like to have a fenced in yard to where I can.
Yeah, I was
just
going to ask what
let
your
her
fence
run.
situation is right now with her. Are you looking to fence in the rest of that yard of yours, or
Yeah, and it wouldn't take much to get it sealed, but she is fully in a state of if she got away, we might not catch her. You know.
Yep, that was where when you told me kind of what you were doing initially, like, we just let her run to the edge of the yard and she comes back. That's not going to last. She's going to grow up and be way faster than you.
Yeah, totally. Dogs. Kevin, you got a big, adorable dog too.
Mm-hmm. She's very special.
I saw on your Facebook. I was trying to do a face swap for you, and it just never really worked right, and so I gave up. But I was cruising your Facebook page, and I saw a photo of, I think, that dog when she was a little puppy. Is there a puppy pic on Facebook of that dog?
I don't know if I've ever posted one.
It might have been your.
You could have found it on Allison's page.
It might have been Allison's page. That's probably what it was.
That's the background on my computer is that puppy pic.
Okay, that's what it was then.
So sometimes I minimize all my windows and I forget that it's there, and then I uncover it, and it just makes me laugh.
Love it.
Because she used to be very small.
Yeah.
Now she's bigger.
Now she's like 3 holiday hams. Yeah. The dog eats well. I'm not saying your dog's fat, but I'm not saying your dog's a little dog. Your dog terrifies me, man.
She's built like a little brick shit house or something.
Yeah. And your dog, what's the breed?
She's like a Staffordshire Terrier, they say, but in like common parlance or whatever, you just call her a pit bull.
That's exactly what Gremlin is.
Yeah, and
you
so
got the DNA test done?
No, I just Google imaged Staffordshire Terrier, and it looked like the same dog.
Well, so yeah, usually those are like mixed with whatever fucks them because they're kind of street doggy. Like those are the ones that get left for breeding and aren't fixed. But to hijack, Gremlin is 100% Staffordshire Terrier, so she might have been the runt of her litter, and that's why she was on the streets. But yeah, you might have something wonky in her DNA down the line. That's all I got there.
Yeah. No, something happens to me though when I'm around that skull shape on any dog. You know, that pit bull looking muscular upper body. Like I'm like, I don't know. I just immediately think that it's gonna go for my jugular. And your dog is just a sweetheart. Like she just wants pets and love and stuff. So it's hilarious.
She gets her ass kicked, on a daily basis by the cat, and she was the one that found that baby bird, and instead of ripping its throat out, she recorded it. Mom and Dad, so they can take care of the bird. She's a good dog. But to your point, yeah, if you look at her from behind, like her jaw muscles actually stick
out wider than her shoulders or something. Yeah,
just more than her face. You can see her jaw muscles from behind.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, she's got a strong little biter.
Yeah. Well, it's good to have in the house in case you have a burglar try to burgle.
Yeah, converse to that, Gremlin has murdered a squirrel, and I think in finding the squirrel, I'm going to have to go back and my possum hypothesis is not that it died of natural causes, it's that it probably was murdered in the yard with the candlestick.
Nice.
Now this is Gremlin that we're looking at on the screen right now.
Yeah, Carl's been putting up dog pics, so another reason to tune in on Twitch.
Actual my dog.
Well, yeah, I meant yeah.
It's a picture of your dog.
A picture of your dog pics.
I mean, that's what she would look like if she was live and in person as well.
Right now,
she doesn't move very much. Is that what you're saying?
If she's that comfortable, she usually doesn't. Sometimes I'm the little spoon. Sometimes she's the little spoon. That's how it works.
There you go. Well,
do you let your dog lick like your face and kind of like wandering into your mouth?
She doesn't lick much. No, she doesn't really lick my
Much.
face.
Okay.
But I do reward her because sometimes she gets bitey. And so if she licks me instead, I give her pets for that and say, good job, good kisses. Because I would prefer that to like the little mouthy things, which aren't painful, but you know, you don't really want,
It's a bad habit to
Yep.
start.
So let's switch topics. And someone please explain this GameStop Reddit stock market situation for me in layman's term, please.
You didn't get in, is what you're saying.
I did not get in.
This a week ago.
Yeah,
you have a whole mortgage. You have a wife and kids. You could have mortgaged as well. You're saying you didn't do any of those things.
I didn't. No, I did not invest.
You could have been the next Elon Musk. You had everything on paper that could have been done to make you
minus the hair plugs. Yeah.
My God.
So lay it out for me. Yeah. Oh, there's a
we can go into pretty briefly. I'm sure everyone kind of mostly knows the deal now. Is that do you want to go in like how the stock market works, or what's specifically happening with GameStop?
Something about short selling. What happened?
Okay, so short selling. You know how normally if you go to buy a stock,
yes,
you want that stock to go up in price.
Absolutely,
right?
and then you sell. You buy low, you sell high. You say Helsinki, I hear Geneva.
What are you buying? What stock is that?
I'm quoting a dumb movie. I apologize. Continue.
I see. Well, in this instance, and this is not just, you can also do the inverse of that. If you say, hey, I think, company XYZ, I think they're terrible. They're going to fail. I'm going to bet on that stock to go down. You can do that in the stock market, it turns out. So essentially how that works is somebody else holds the stock that they bought. You borrow it from them and then sell it, and you agree to buy it back later on at the lower price, and you make money theoretically for that. Okay. Well, what's happened is it turned out that somebody figured out that GameStop was very, very low in value, and also
like they should be. I've never been a fan of that company.
Sure.
Yeah,
but
Carl
it had been shorted. It had been shorted very aggressively to the point where it was like, I don't know the billions of dollars, but these hedge funds had shorted it to aggressive positions. But then people figured this out, and they decided to all buy it up all at once, which increased the price.
Yes.
Exponentially.
And I heard about that. And that was like a Reddit community that got together and decided to do this.
Right. So it was trading like $3 to $7 sometime last year. It's now at $300.
Wow. So
if you had dumped in a bunch of money like me, you'd be a millionaire.
And have isn't it now in a situation where so many investors have the larger share, like the larger control over the company now, and can actually I don't know, weigh in on. No, okay.
No, nobody has a majority share.
Okay.
But what's happening is that the short positions, the people who initially said, "Hey, let me loan that stock out to me." What's happening is that they're paying a bunch of interest. They are being bled dry right now. They've already had to take out a big loan, and it's no longer really become a position of I want to make money so much as I want to fuck over the hedge funds that have been able to kind of do whatever they want with the stock market for the XYZ amount of years.
Yeah.
So it's a good feeling, I guess. You remember the year 2008?
Yeah, the real estate fiasco.
Yes. They all. I just recently watched The Big Short, which
such
is
a good movie.
Inverse of what's happening now.
Okay.
And ironically, that guy, Christian Bale's character, invested in GameStop and made a shit ton of money before this whole thing happened because he thought it was undervalued, not necessarily because he knew about the squeeze.
Right.
So the squeeze essentially is when these short positions are forced to sell their places on the stock market because, everything's coming due. They're trying to get out of paying this interest. But what's happening now is that there's such a disparity between what they shorted it for. Let's say they shorted it for $1. If the stock price now is $300, they have to pay that, that difference, and that equates to lots and lots of shares that they have in their portfolio. So that could be, it's probably cheaper for them to hold out and hope something else happens, so that they are hoping the stock drops.
Yeah.
So they don't have to pay that wild difference. But
I think they're in a position to lose like billions of dollars.
They've already lost some billions of dollars they've already had to get a bunch of loans for that.
So you guys all bought shares then?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Joe's a millionaire now.
I am a multi-millionaire now.
You're gonna get
everything I needed.
You're going to get so many discounted meats from Kroger. Some of those 1 day from expiration meats that you love.
No,
your hearts,
as soon as I sell, because right now I'm holding, which is what you should all be doing, is holding, and it will just go up exponentially, and then you'll all make billions of dollars. I can buy and sell your ass, John.
I would love
multi times over.
I would love that, for you to buy and sell my ass.
So
that's right.
What I find fascinating the most about this is I think, so all these Redditors, you buy the stock and then you have to hold it to sustain the price, right?
Right, because it becomes a supply and demand issue on the
shares,
Which means they've gotten dozens, hundreds, thousands of people to all agree that they're going to buy it and then not sell and then actually follow through with it, even when they have a stock that's probably worth, substantial amounts of money in some cases.
The one guy that everyone kind of looks to is up to, I think he invested $53,000 at the get-go, and he's up to like $20 million right now just from holding. And he's also cleared some positions and reinvested, so he's made his money, and so whatever happens, he's made some money, and he's still holding on for more.
Wow.
This is going to be a great movie someday.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Or a documentary. I'm excited.
But the other kind of ripple effects are now that there are other heavily shorted stocks that people are kind of
seeking out,
looking into now.
Yeah.
And so we got AMC, BlackBerry, Nokia.
I've heard AMC come up. Yeah.
It doesn't seem like those will actually play out like this because they're not as heavily shorted as that's kind of the key, is that
how low
this short
they?
was in such a position that there's actually it's been shorted more than there are actually stocks of. 148% was the number that I've heard. So, if there are 100% of stocks that are being shorted, that's 100%.
I'm actually just blown away that Gamestop is even still a company.
Yeah, they suck. It's a shitty.
Well, in a world of, digital media, I mean, I cannot tell you the last time I myself purchased a disc version of a game, But I guess that's not all they do, you know what I mean? They buy and sell consoles and controllers, and then they're also really big into merchandising, all the little pop vinyl,
Funko Pops.
Funko Pops, t-shirts, all that bullshit.
They tried classic game buying and selling online a few years ago. I don't know if they're still doing that now, but they did, and they're bad at it. There are a lot of YouTube videos you can find of people ordering games, and then they get it, and they open up the cart, and it's the fucking repro.
Yeah. Well, it was just always
someone spent like $100 on something, and they get it, and it's like just a reproduction cart. That they if they would have opened it up and looked at it, they would have known that it wasn't the real original cartridge.
Yeah. But then also, I just never, especially there, I failed to see a good reason to, trade shit in there, for what they would give you for it, even in store credit, and then what they were charging for used games. It just never lined up for me. And I used to go through that system. I used to do, there's a It's a Columbus outfit, and I think they have 1 or 2 locations, maybe 3 in Columbus, and they're just called Play It, Trade It. And for a good couple of years, that was my system. Play a single player game. It, as soon as I could devour it, take that disc back in and put it towards my next purchase. And even if it was just $10 off the full price, or $15 off, or wherever the case may be, that was like a good system for a little while for me. But now, with being able to get everything digital, and then the advent of the sort of Netflix model Game Pass subscription, it's just the way people consume games. I think it's completely different than what it was 5 or 6 years ago. So,
yeah, and Play It Trade It is awesome for that.
Yeah, they're great. They match everything, and then they try to do a little better, and then you have the sort of the personal touch as far as you see the same few guys in there every once in a while.
I think you'll find with
I gotta figure out how to delete that.
With GameStop, one of the reasons they were trying to argue that it was a good buy before this whole thing took off was that they got a new CEO who had a new plan for taking it more online, and that could possibly include bettering and consolidating sales of online games. Because if you look at the secondary market for classic games, those do tend to hold some value. You definitely need to know what you're looking for, especially with a rare cart.
Right.
Yeah. So you want a copy of Little Samson is what you're looking for.
Yeah. So they would need to validate that that's a good copy, which could cost them some money. But if you're looking just to buy God of War 2 for the PlayStation 2, which I might be someday, I couldn't go to them right now, so they're not going to get my $6. I'll go to some schlub on eBay.
Yeah, that too. Just how easy it is to buy used physical media on, Amazon, eBay, Craigslist. Let go. Did you get your new, whatever? I guess new to you, PlayStation 4 Pro.
I haven't yet. He's been busy, and he said he was also looking for an HDMI cord, and I said I had one of those, but just hasn't happened yet, which is fine. I don't have any games on PS4, so I'm actually playing Metal Gear Solid 3 High Definition Remake.
Oh, there you go. Is that the what's the subtitle on that one? Metal Gear Solid 3
Snake Eater.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't play that one, but I played a few of those.
Snake.
It's actually not that fun. I feel like it's a good idea at execution, but at every point of the way, I'm fighting the controls layout. Yeah.
My brother really wants to sell you his Xbox One X Scorpio Edition.
How much?
I think he said $150 or $200 or something like that.
$150 sold.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a good deal. It's the newest version of the previous generation. That's what I'm playing on, and it's a beefy machine. It does the job. But we'll get there when we get there. Guys, can I?
That's sold. If it's
yeah.
$150, that's sold.
Okay.
Sold. No.
All right, we'll let him know. Yeah, for sure. Sorry, Joe. You lose again.
You didn't have to even go through a series of bitchy text messages to get that point across. When can you sell it?
It all comes around. It's like a carousel. It's like a circle of life.
When would I even put that for sale?
Put what for sale? What? You're buying it. You're not putting anything for sale. You're buying it.
Quoting the bitchy, I don't know. Yeah, whatever.
Oh, my buddy Dylan, who tried to sell you his Xbox?
No, I was quoting your text conversation from earlier.
When I got you, because I'm a big bitch. I get it.
Yeah, because you're a huge, gigantic Dorcas Malorcas.
Yeah, I just want to hang out with you, man. That's all I'm trying to do. Same thing with Carl. It all comes from love. If I get frustrated and bitchy, it's just like, hey, we all have the fucking internet running to our house. How come we're not using this right? You know, even if we were playing code names, you know, or
let's do that some more.
Among Us, you know, like Among Us would be fun. I wouldn't give a shit. Like just something to play together, you know.
I haven't even tried that yet, but I've heard it's good for groups.
You know, my kids really like it, and they're the ones that forced me to try it. And if I say forced, they asked, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. And we got a bunch of family members on, and I thought it was. I mean, we played for a good hour and a half, and we were giggling the whole time. I was having a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else, guys? Do you want to move on to a movie recommendation?
Yeah,
let's do it. What did you guys watch this week that you're stoked about, and if so, why? And is there something we could steer the listeners to as far as if they're looking for a good watch? Joe, you got anything? Carl?
I don't have anything. I watched old stuff.
There you go.
This week.
Old stuff can still be recommended.
Well, I watched.
What'd you watch? What was your highlight?
Some Sopranos. That's not a film.
There you go. It's a big old. Yeah, there gotta be a film.
Everyone watched the
series.
Sopranos.
Yeah,
it's delicious.
I've heard it's good.
What season are you into right now, Carl?
Just the first season.
Okay, is this your first go round on this, or
no?
Gotcha. Okay.
What you got, Joe? Did you watch anything that grabbed you?
Movie wise, not really. I just rewatched The Big Short. I've been watching a lot of network game shows. So there's a new Supermarket Sweep with Leslie Jones. There's a new show called The Chase, which stars Ken Jennings from Jeopardy fame. Celebrity Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, we've been going through the Hulu.
Hulu, okay. The big one I wanted to push this week, and I dropped it into our big group text, is a new movie. It's called Psycho Gorman, and it is. I'll give you the quick synopsis here. Intergalactic assassin converge on a let me take this again. Intergalactic assassins converge on a small town after two siblings unwittingly resurrect an ancient alien overlord. So it's, how can I describe this? It is a movie made in tail end of 2020. It feels like it's set in, I would say, like the 90s or early 2000s, something like that. And it clearly has a super low production value, budget. You know, just it feels low budget. But with that being said, it has some of the most creative character design that I've seen in anything in a long time. It feels like the type of movie that could only get made with a low budget. The writer-director has a background of special effects and creature effects and all that, and it absolutely shows in the movie. Who directed the thing? It doesn't matter. Steven Kostansky is the fella's name. But basically, this brother and sister, they find a little gem that controls this intergalactic kind of demon, alien, just super badass, kills everything. But he's evil, you know, and so
I've seen the
did you see the trailer?
And I've seen not the trailer,
okay,
but just the synopsis. I'm ready to watch. I'm sold based on those things.
I loved it. Yeah,
pretty blind.
Yeah. And I won't give anything away. All I'll say is that the person that plays the sister is I don't know who this little girl is. I don't know how old she is, but captivating, like hilarious. I was getting like Jim Carrey vibes off of her performance, and I don't know if she's just a cut up in real life or what, but I was constantly cracking up at at just the portrayal from this young actress. She there's no way this person doesn't have like a huge future in like film and TV and everything else. Hilarious. And then what was great about all the creature effects and all that is that they were, you could tell, done on a low budget, but by people who had great design background and you know, really good creature effect skills and could work well within a really tight budget. And it was just one of those movies that, like, it gave me, you know, Creepshow vibes. It gave me Toxic Avenger vibes a little bit. But absolutely would recommend if you can find it. It's Psycho Gorman. Gorman, excuse me, is the name of the movie. So check it out, Joe, and report back next week. See if I'm right, see if I'm wrong. I think it's sitting at like a 91 on Rotten Tomatoes. So I feel like it was one of those that after I watched it, I was super geeking, and I was just like, okay, this is a gift from the movie gods. I'm very excited. That was amazing. It was like, you know, it's not true, but I don't know if you guys have ever done this where you watch a movie and you love it so much in the moment and you're still like in the pillow talk phase of the movie where you're like, that was the best movie I've ever seen in my life. All movies need to be like that.
That sounds like how I felt about VFW. Like,
yeah.
Budget, so awesome.
Yeah.
And
you know what? Okay. So these are definitely, you could compare them for sure. Like same kind of movies, like the violence way overboard. Like heads are getting ripped off, bodies are turning into some sort of blood gel when they get smashed against a wall. You know, that kind of thing, like cartoon style violence, that kind of thing. But yeah, loved it. It was everything that I kind of like in, you know, 80s slasher films and things like that. Hello. Do you want to watch Psycho Gorman? Yeah. We got a kid. Give me 1 sec, guys.
Well, while he's dealing with a child,
you're not allowed to.
Speaking of love, which leads to a child, my plan for the month of February is to watch movies that your lady might enjoy. A rom-com, a chick flick, whatever you may call them. I will be watching them, and I will be reporting back to see what we can do there. I don't know, you guys go in for any of these rom-coms or chick flicks at all?
I like that 10 Things I Hate About You. That's a gay movie that I liked.
It's a good one. They're also going to be new to me, so I have actually seen that one before.
So what's on your list?
I don't know. I have to see what's out there. I have some classics that I think I need to hit, and I have some classic actresses that I think I need to hit.
Yeah, I think Meg Ryan used to star in a lot of those movies.
Oh yeah, Meg Ryan's definitely at the top of the list with Sleepless in Seattle. It seems like it's a classic joint.
What's the name of the film? I'm sorry?
Sleepless in Seattle.
When did that come out? Like the 70s or something?
No, that was in early 90s. Biddy, I think.
93.
So this is like a cult classic, not a popular film, right? I've never heard of it.
This is the one that if you put it on HBO, all the ladies will come over and sleep with you. Is what I understand it to be, based on Cable Guy.
What? What's Cable Guy?
What? No, Cable Guy quote. Jim Carrey says, "Tell her you're going to put on Sleepless in Seattle and make some popcorn and." I don't know. It's a whole. No, that's kind of like a meta reference to a thing that I'm doing. There you go. I will watch it. I will report back. Hopefully, you all get laid by the month of February with putting on your correct seducing lady movies.
There's
okay.
When Harry Met Sally. That's another one. That's a title.
Yeah.
That's a title.
I believe The Truth About Cats and Dogs is a romantic film.
Never heard of it.
There's also You've Got Mail.
Yes. Yep. Good one.
You've Got Pictures. Welcome.
French Kiss. That's another one.
Yes.
I think these are all Meg Ryan so far.
You've Got Mail.
File's done.
Goodbye. Yeah, file's done.
Oh shit, my Pamela Anderson tit pics are ready.
That's what it was. AOL.
To look at Pamela Anderson's tits on AOL. It was worth it.
Oh, you got tits.
So I watched a couple of classic movies last night. One of them turned out to be good, and I've got some words about the other one that I'd like for John to hear. So we'll wait a little bit on that one. But watched The Departed for the first time last night.
Okay.
Seen this film, The Departed?
It's kind of
I've heard of this, but I haven't
classic.
seen it.
A new class. I mean, it's Academy Award winning, so I feel like that's going to be a new classic.
But it's like 2006 or something at this point, I think.
Right.
Not at this point when it came out, and for all of time it was 2006.
All the points.
Yeah, just, solid Scorsese. I don't think I liked it as much as Taxi Driver, but I did like it more than The Irishman.
Did you like the song, though?
There were like several songs, weren't there?
No, the Shipping Up in Boston song that keeps playing over.
It was a little bit, so like that's an annoying song, but I think they used it well to, kind of what they were trying to do.
I would definitely say, by the way, that I also liked it more than that. I didn't like The Irishman that much.
Nah.
I didn't dislike it, I just thought it was more of the same for the genre and the director. Nothing was unexpected. But go ahead with your review there.
I don't have much to say, I guess, other than I liked, they dropped in little bits of songs other than those, annoying-ass bagpipes, and those were always fun. Jack Nicholson just played, such a dirty, skanky character. He was a lot of fun, and Matt Damon was cracking me up with a lot of his, when he was sweet-talking a lady, he had a lot of, made me feel kind of give me the butterflies inside. Yeah, just good movie.
Just got back. I'm sorry, the title real quick.
The Departed.
Oh my god, yeah. Classic.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, love that movie.
I was a little bit confused about the lady and why she felt it was necessary to, sleep with Leonardo DiCaprio. That seemed a little bit out of line.
Confused about whether it's okay to sleep with Leonardo DiCaprio.
I feel like if you're already sleeping with Matt Damon, then it's kind of like it's a hat on a hat in a way.
So it's always okay,
I guess. And then I didn't really like Mark Wahlberg's character throughout the whole thing, and then so I was conflicted about how they wrapped things up. But yeah,
right. Yeah, he's not likable, but at the end,
I don't think you were supposed to.
Does the thing.
I never knew who I was rooting for in that movie.
It was kind of happened. Yeah, you go good guy, bad guy, double cross. I mean, a lot of confused storylines. It's been a minute since I've seen that, but I guess all I can think of is like some Dropkick Murphys on that soundtrack, And
yeah,
then,
so I'll go 8 to 10 fishing poles on The Departed. That was a good movie. I watched another movie that was a complete abortion of the film. Went by the name of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Okay, wow. Hold on.
Yeah, let's pump the brakes really quick. Yeah, no, that movie was moving when it was born. That movie was moving around when it was born.
Moving around when it was.
It's not. It's not a stillborn. No, it was a wiggle. As a wiggle born. The doctor smacked its booty and it yelled and it cried and it screamed. It's the darkest of the original Indiana Jones movies for sure. And Kevin, you've seen Raiders and The Last Crusade. Is that true or false?
No, I still have to watch Raiders.
Okay, you're going backwards then.
Yep.
I mean, they all stand on their own
in the timeline, right?
Say that again.
I think the timeline of Indiana Jones is Temple, Raiders, and then Last Crusade, like in the
chronological order. I got you. I got you. Yeah.
But yeah, by release date, I'm going backwards. Last Crusade, to my memory, was like a pretty like well put together, like quality dialogue, and it was just a serious like regular film. This thing, at least the first like hour and 20 minutes, because I do think it got better at the end. There were some memorable moments, but yeah, just like novelty bad dialogue. The two like sidekick characters were just like completely contrived. The lady was
Short Round.
unlikable.
You didn't like Short Round?
He was kind of funny sometimes, but I felt I felt nervous watching him. I guess for all the PC culture, it felt like there was something wrong about what he was doing.
What about Okay, and then the lady was super annoying. I'm with you there.
And then at the end, suddenly they're in love or something, or maybe they're only going to have sex once, but they're both like very excited about it and in the glow of that. But yeah, she's just super annoying, and then he needs her at the start, and then they kind of negotiate that there's going to be some casual sex between them,
Right.
And then everything kind of starts moving, and so they never get to do that. But throughout the whole thing, he is only tolerating her, maybe so that he might, be able to have sex with her one time, and then at the end, it's as if they're in love or something.
Okay.
Doesn't make sense.
Oh, you started the. I'm sorry. I went to go pee and I grabbed a new beer. My girlfriend looked at me. She's like, "Aren't you not drinking right now?" And it's
Tomorrow, hon. Tomorrow.
She's like, "Ugh."
She's ready for it.
Very disappointed.
So to be fair, Temple of Doom is my least favorite of the original 3 Indiana Jones, but I still like it, and I think nostalgia might be a part of that for me.
Well, the other thing was we went more or less immediately from The Departed into Indiana Jones, so anything was going to look a little bit kitschy and a little bit childlike.
Right.
But the fights in that movie are like, they should have like comic book words coming out of them.
Yeah, they're pretty comic booky. But that's also the source or the like Indiana Jones. Those stories and the way that those stories are told. From Spielberg and George Lucas and all those guys. Those are an homage to the pulp, like classic 1930s and 40s, the type of literature that those guys were reading, and so they're meant to be kind of campy. And like, would you agree, Joe? Like, did I explain that well?
Yeah, and I don't know if you covered this while I was peeing, but doesn't this one canonically take place before Raiders?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so it makes sense that he's a little more, I guess, brash about the lady. The lady's also super annoying. I don't think there's any.
You didn't like the bit where they were all stuck in that like room that was like sort of like squeezing in on them and all that, and pull the lever, and his hat's getting bent down by the blade that's just missing his face and all that. I really like that. The bugs, all the bugs.
I guess, but then it seems like there are at least 2 or 3 other bits where it's like more of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the parts that I thought were cool were when he, drinks the blood and then goes kind of crazy.
Kalima. Yeah.
That was fun. The minecart scene was great.
Oh, yeah.
Enjoyed that fully.
Okay.
And then the bridge scene was pretty good, too. So it wrapped
Dude,
up
Indy's in the middle and he decides to cut the bridge. That is so epic. And, sorry.
So, yeah, it wrapped up with its best 30 or 40 minutes.
Okay.
And those were pretty strong. But before that, it was like if it had been in a theater, I might have walked out during the first hour and 20.
Okay. Where'd you land on the 10 scale?
We'll say 4.
It's fair. It's fair. It's not the best. I'm not mad at your review, and usually I stand up for Indy pretty hard. They're making a new one.
Oh my god!
Did you know this?
With Mutt or with Harrison Ford?
With Harrison Ford.
Why?
They won't let him retire. I don't know.
He's in the 60s now. Finally?
You know what I think it was I think that they don't want to leave it with the Crystal Skull. I think they want redemption on the franchise.
I'm going to go on record as saying Crystal Skull was bad, but I didn't hate it. was an indie movie that was alien based, whatever.
It was
fine.
fun, you know what I mean? Like it was like if you don't do, and we talked about this on last couple podcasts, like if you try not to give a shit about the franchise, like Star Wars and Marvel and these big, like, I mean, and some people this isn't an issue, but for others and for a lot of others, it's like it belongs to them in some way because they've been into it for so long.
Belongs in a museum.
Yeah. No, Dr. Jones, you belong in a museum or whatever. Yeah. No,
the thing is, if they're going to keep doing them where what people had complaints about was like the weird monkey chase scene or whatever that one was from Crystal Skull.
Yeah.
If they do that one in the next movie, it's going to get the same complaints. They want like a story-based thing with nothing outrageous in terms of stunts. Okay, fine. Listen to that crowd. Don't become like Indiana Jones and the Transformers of Doom.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah, and then I don't mind. I mean, it's an action movie. It's in the action genre, and Indy's a Tomb Raider. He's an adventurer, but like maybe just do your best to ease off of the CG. I think once you get into those George Lucas all CG pits, like I remember from the Crystal Skull, this like car chase scene where they're on the edge of a cliff, and just all of it. The only thing your brain can do is scream like, "Oh yeah, none of this is real. None of this is real. So none of this matters." It just all was so CG. Yeah,
I mean, I think that's on the film to make it such that the stakes are not something that a normal person couldn't live through. Like Raiders, a normal person, if they're very good at the top of their game, could accidentally live through the switcheroo at the very beginning of the movie, being chased by the boulder.
Yeah,
the stakes are being chased by a boulder, and then Crystal Skull, he's getting nuked.
Well, and what's great about that? Yeah, well, and what's great about the Indiana Jones character and the way Harrison Ford plays him is some of the best heroes in movies do this, and it's just they seem like an everyman, and they seem like that they're not sure that they're going to make it out of whatever challenge has been put in front of them. John McClane is another one that comes to mind, where it's kind of like they're reacting to the movie just like you're reacting to everything that's going on, where it's like, well, holy shit, that was close, and you find yourself. He finds himself in these predicaments where, like, it's relatable. Like, you feel like, okay, that's basically like, my neighbor or my dad or me, or he's a professor, he's a teacher, and he wants to protect these archaeological finds, but he finds himself in some adventures with a whip and some Nazis every once in a while. I love it. Man, Kevin, I can't wait for you to watch Raiders. I mean, I put that one up there with Jaws and Jurassic Park as far as like Spielberg is concerned. Close Encounters, like, fuck, man. I have a and I think that one holds up. I don't think that one suffers from, this movie came out 30 years ago, 40 years ago. Like this, I think you'll like it. I hope you like it. And I don't mean to build it up either, because I know that can be bad.
No, I think it can only look good after what I saw in Temple of Doom.
Yeah. So there you go. Some movie recommendations. We got Psycho Goreman. We have The Sopranos, and we have The Departed, which I am going to watch The Departed. What else, Carl?
I said not a film. Not a film, but that's what I watched, The Sopranos.
Yeah,
I wish there could have been a film. Yeah. But old James Gandolfini passed on to the great beyond.
They're doing one with James Gandolfini Jr. They're doing a prequel film.
JG Jr.?
Yeah, JG Jr. He's getting warmed up to be Tony.
That's nice. I like that.
You guys know what time it is now, right?
Time for what?
Well, it's time for a WandaVision check-in. That's right. Episode 3 came out. No one saw it, right? Like Kevin, Carl, Joe, you've not seen it?
I haven't even started it yet. I'm sorry.
Okay. No, it's fine.
We're gonna though.
And I obviously don't want to spoil anything, but episode 3 came out. We've been dipping back into the old MCU. This is the unofficial Phase 4 beginning. And all I'll say is that this is the first episode that breaks from the what they've set up in episode 1 and 2, where we're just seeing this weird black and white TV show of Scarlet Witch and Vision sort of like hiding in this TV world. And so this is the first episode where we get to finally pull out from this world and see what's going on from the outside and how folks are dealing with it. I'll stay vague. I'm enjoying the show. My kiddos are enjoying it oddly, which I love. And then it's also what we've been doing is after we do the newest episode of WandaVision every Friday, we launch into like a Marvel, a Marvel movie that the kiddos haven't seen. And so we followed it up this week with Captain America Civil War, which Bucky Barnes, Captain America, all of the Avengers, Spider-Man is introduced into the MCU. We get to see more of Vision in action, and really, really enjoying WandaVision. I don't think it's the end all be all of the Marvel series, and there are many more coming out this year that I'm looking forward to. The Loki series. The What If animated series looks really cool. And then we got, I think, Falcon and Winter Soldier this year as well. But Disney Plus putting some money into these shows and getting the actors from the movies. It's a lot of fun knowing that it's all tied together. And
Disney probably has a couple coins they can throw together to.
They get a little bit of scratch. How many?
With Star Wars, people are like, what are they doing? What are they doing with this last episode of The Mandalorian? It's like, they just spun off 2 fucking different series, folks.
And
Baby Yoda is going one way.
Yeah.
And The Mandalorian's going the other way, and you got fucking Boba Fett running Jabba's palace.
Yeah.
Okay. It's all over.
Well, and that's supposed to be a separate series too, the Boba Fett and Jabba's palace. I don't think there's any harm in this. I like being in those worlds. It's fun to spend some time in those worlds. The only thing that is kind of driving me crazy is I got used to this binge world where, oh hey, the new season of WandaVision came out and it's all there and you can watch all the episodes.
I'm surprised Netflix has not adopted that earlier with them dropping everything.
The weekly, the weekly check-in is brutal.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
Netflix also sucks, by the way.
Say that.
Netflix sucks. There's no good movies on there, and most of their originals are mediocre at best at this point. You could cancel Netflix safely for 3 months, come back, watch everything, and then cancel it again.
I disagree, and I think Netflix is the only one that I'll never cancel. Hulu, I've ditched a long time ago.
That's the Kramer move, the smart money move, is to do like Hulu for 3 months, Disney Plus for 3 months.
Yeah.
3 months.
Yeah, I like that. I think
you
that's
don't need
fair.
all that access.
Yeah, it's not like things are coming off of those platforms at any kind of rate where you're like, oh, I'm going to miss it. Like if it's a Netflix original, it will be on there until forever. You know what I mean? I would say same thing with Disney Plus, and if it's a Hulu produced production, I would say that's the same thing too, because that's a draw. If you're a new customer, hey, not only do you get to see new episodes of whatever, but there are a collection of films and TV series that are just always on there.
Well, now you're gonna have to subscribe to Peacock too.
Peacock Shudder is another one that I've been interested in, but I haven't pulled the trigger on. That's the horror film, like indie horror film subscription service. You get your Amazon Prime, but that one's clever because it mixes in with their, the retailer where you get your shipping and then a couple free books and what else?
That's
There's all kinds of
that
perks.
their interface and their movie selection is so shitty. Like, how could you not be more like Netflix or Amazon? They still suck in terms of how they deliver movies.
Well, and not only how they deliver movies, but like the quality in which they deliver. Like, I think we talked about it a few episodes back, but the wife and I watched Abyss recently, and they had on Amazon, they had that movie up in 4:3 aspect ratio, and I'm streaming from Amazon, and it was like 720p. It was just a broken version of that movie. I'm like, who fucking approved Jimmy Cameron's The Abyss for Amazon? Because this is like, we backed out and we found another way to watch it, and I think I called Jerry, and he made it happen on Plex or something, or it was already on there. But I was like, oh, here's the 4K fucking Blu-ray version. Thank you. My eyes are not screaming anymore. This is watchable. But yeah, good things. The other thing we've been watching a lot of is Curb Your Enthusiasm. If you haven't taken in that newest season, I think it came out and it was early in 2020, but.
That's one where he figures out he can wear the MAGA hat to get rid of people he doesn't want to talk to.
I've been in tears, man. I've just been crying watching this show. I'm so into that show right now, and so now we're going back and we're just watching earlier seasons, and I love it. I was a huge fan of Seinfeld, so it makes sense, and I've seen a lot of the earlier seasons of Curb, but so good. My wife can't take it because she just gets stressed out at every time he opens his mouth. She's like, no, don't. I love it.
Yeah, it's definitely, sometimes he's totally right and sometimes he's totally wrong.
Yeah.
Fun aspect of that show.
Yeah, I love it. Big fan.
I realized I did have a movie selection for you guys.
Oh.
And it's not really a new movie. It's what I watched when I was going to watch a new movie. I rewatched Demolition Man.
Dude, that's my movie. Kevin, have you seen Demolition Man?
Yeah, actually, I have seen this one. I don't remember right off the top which guy is in it.
Sylvester Stallone.
Yep, but I've seen this and I enjoyed it, as I recall.
Yeah, just I don't know, such a weird take that 1997 was the point where we reached our maximum violence. And then they thaw him out. I don't remember the year they thaw him out, but it's not too far from our distant future. But it's all totally different.
The beginning events take place in 1999 or something like that.
97.
97. Okay.
Yeah,
when he takes down Phoenix, but inadvertently kills a bunch of innocents in the process. And of course, you get Wesley Snipes, you get some Rob Schneider in there, you get Sandy B.
You get Roger Podacter in there too.
Podacter? That's right. You're right. From Ace Ventura.
I don't know his real name. I just only know him as Roger Podacter. Anytime I see him show up, I'm thinking I should know his name by now. But it's a movie that spawned a conversation with me and friend of the show, The Invisible Hand. Who would win in a battle between Simon Phoenix and John McClane?
Simon Phoenix and John McClane. So Simon Phoenix is Wesley Snipes' character. He received a major upgrade as far as his like therapeutic reconditioning.
Right. This would be pre-upgrade.
Okay, pre-upgrade. I mean, he's insane. He's a murderer. He's a terrorist. And he's got a little bit of style in the process too. I would go Phoenix over Die Hard's John McClane. I think McClane would have a headache and shit himself and end up catching around. But then it's movie rules, and Phoenix is the bad guy. So in movie rules, because he's the bad guy, maybe McClane has a leg up somehow, you know.
Yeah, I don't see him doing anything as crazy as like kicking his frozen head off, which happened at the end of Die Hard.
We're spoiling Demolition Man. There it is.
Demolition Man. Yeah. But probably he would have stopped in 1997. He would have gone down to the subways and found the bus and shot him then. I think that 97 John McClane would have won that fight.
Now, one thing that's interesting, based on kind of where we are, as far as, I don't know, there is a push right now, I think, in a lot of like aspects of our current culture to sort of sterilize a lot of different things. In Demolition Man, there is there are laws against certain language, and there are devices placed around in public in which that if you were to like swear or cuss or something or say something inappropriate, like you would receive like warnings and fines.
One fine to the verbal corrective. Yeah.
And then this is
Spartan, you are fined.
This takes place in the when they are frozen and then unthawed. The years.
I gotta look up the year right now. I'm still.
No, I got it. It's 2032, so not far from now. A little more than
12 years. People talked about Back to the Future year coming up. We're coming up on the Demolition Man year.
I know, right? All the movie. I know, and they need to go a little further. Cyberpunk 2077. They got a nice little.
They should just stop making movies that take place in the future in which your audience is still going to probably be alive.
Well, that's what's fun about it. The near future is more fun than George Jetson and who knows what fucking year. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's what makes it appealing is that, well, I would say, and a little easier to consume, because then in the world and the universe that you build and the storytelling, the visual storytelling you do, I think people can relate more, because it's like, oh, you know, okay, so that's how a car would evolve. And when, let's see, this movie was made in 93, so 30 years, that's maybe or 40 years, maybe that's what a car would look like. It would be a little more aerodynamic, and it would have foam that would shoot out of the inside of the car if an accident was detected. They really missed the whole self-driving car thing. I don't think that's in the movie at all. Well, no, they do.
Yeah,
they do. Yeah, they do self-driving car, because Stallone's character is not a fan of it and wants to drive because he's from the 90s. So yeah, they get. I mean, they get a lot right so far. I mean, especially the sterilization thing, as far as just there are words that are not allowed anymore that used to be allowed. But
the biggest miss on any movie that predicts the future is like the internet and how accessible it is in terms of a phone and it all seems like it's incumbent on some other sort of device that you have to be hooked up to understand things.
Right. So yeah, future movies made in the 90s, it's like if you needed information, you could get that much like a smartphone, but it would be for some reason built into like your helmet, or it would be like built into like a big panel on your arm for your spacesuit. You know what I mean? So like they were close, that there was some sort of network of information or something that you could access. And communication. But
not for the general population of everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Demolition Man.
I had the Demolition tape. I rewound it so many times on that one spot where that lady accidentally sexts him. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I remember being a kid too, and you just were hunting for boobies in all the wrong places.
No, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to say anyway. So gratuitous tits of 1993, but I rewound it so many times.
They weren't even great. They weren't even great tits. They were like 90s tits.
They were 90s tits, yeah.
Stallone was like, that's what he said. I think that was his line.
Pretty much. I want to do the hunka chunka.
Hunka chunka. I was on a mumble way. But Sandra Bullock's great in that movie. So, yeah. Lots of good things to watch, whether it's old or new. Should I play the theme for the rivalry of the Oral-B? Is it game time, perhaps, Kevin? You've eaten, you've flossed. Yeah, sure. Are you feeling okay? Do you want to shit first?
I'm doing a bit of gambling now with the scratch-offs that Joe got me.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, let me play the... I'm gonna play the intro theme. Because we're a professional podcast with intro bumpers and the whole studio and everything else, and I don't even know if you're gonna like it or not. But I'm gonna play it, and then we'll.
Are you playing it now? I can't hear it.
No, I'm not, and you guys won't be able to hear it. We've gone through this in the past. Be professional.
Love isn't always on time.
I'm gonna play the full version because I want to hear it, and so you guys, I'm gonna mute myself and do that.
So what should I do while this happens?
Shut the fuck up.
Can you tell me when to not shut the fuck up?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to start it. I'm going to start it now, okay? Here we go.
Seems okay.
The rivalry for the Oral-B. Gotta keep those chompers clean. Gonna want to get in between. We want pearly whites and not gum disease. You'll get so fresh from me if you win this Oral-B. It's a game and we play it. The winners get paid with good hygiene in the oral department. You win it, you take it. It's time to win that fucking bee. Win that fucking, win that, win that, Open wide, boys.
Sorry. Open wide, boys. I always get a real kick out of the ending of that one. All right, rivalry for the Oral-B. Let's get a scoreboard update. Is that possible?
Yeah, so this is the rivalry for the Oral-B wherein you guys all answer questions, try to accumulate points to get this electric toothbrush. It's a Pro 1000 Oral-B, and some replacement heads. Because a lot of people, they get the toothbrush, but they forget to replace the head. That's not going to be a problem for the first person to 32, which is the number of teeth in an adult human. Right now we have John at the top with 28, Carl close behind with 25, and Joe, who's been surly during many of these games, is at 13.
God damn it. Can I go back and be unsurly?
No. You've been so surly.
Nope, you were an asshole.
It's how God made you.
That's the great tragedy in all this is that you can't go back and do it again. So
that's like being on the stand and saying, "Can I go back and not have a crawl space where I put the bodies of all my ex-girlfriends?"
Hey, I'm no Kim Jong-un. You gotta give me that. No Kim Jong-un.
You're right about that.
Come on.
Your Honor, in my defense, if I had a time machine, I would have spared the lives of all of those women and children. I apologize.
Well, no, I do have a time machine. I go forward.
You only go forward, though.
Yeah.
That is admissible in court. You do have a time machine.
You know why he only goes forward, though, is because he respects the space-time continuum, and he understands the risk of going in the back, going back and creating some sort of Marty McFly paradox. It makes sense.
I don't think there's any extra risk in going backwards that isn't there when you go forwards.
He could create a divergent timeline.
Yeah, but we could all the time is all happening all the time anyway.
Yeah, we could all be sitting in a black hole right now. Who knows?
That seems like you're trying to convince me of something when you say that.
I think he wants you to be a Lutheran like him.
I've got 94 out of 95 theses nailed down.
Feces?
Feces?
Nailing your feces down?
Mm-hmm. 94 out of 95 feces I've nailed down. I'm up there. Give me 10 more minutes, I'll nail down the 95th feces. I'll tell you what's up.
All right, so rivalry for the Oral B. First to 32. John, you're within striking distance. Carl with a good round. You could get there too. Tonight's game, I'm going to read you guys.
Talk about my score. Come on.
No, it's 13. I mean, if you absolutely catch fire tonight, you could be back in contention. And
yeah, sell me, baby. I'm there.
I hate to stall, but I am going to need a beer for this game. Joe, keep talking about how low your score is. I'll literally be back in 30 seconds.
I remember most of these games that we've played, so that's good. I feel like I was targeted unfairly from some racism and Black Lives Matter and 1% and Lutherans and Diddy Kong Racing versus Mario Kart. So I feel like I've been targeted a lot. So give me at least 5 more points to make up for that.
I don't know. Carl, what do you think? Says he had a hard time with Diddy Kong Racing, and I should give him 5 points.
Yeah, been real targeted for that one. Yeah.
I don't. What does that have to do with anything?
I mean, I've been pro Diddy Kong versus Mario Kart on the N64. I think Diddy Kong Racing is a racing game on that system, and I feel like I've been maligned and subtracted points negatively. So give me points.
No. What the hell's wrong with you? Diddy Kong Racing is better.
Diddy Kong Racing is way better than Mario Kart 64. I'm so sorry if you disagree. There are so many different modes and levels to race in and characters.
I don't disagree. There's a right and there's a wrong in the universe.
No.
You're wrong.
On the N64, Diddy Kong Racing is better
I'm
than
back.
Mario
Sorry, that was
Kart
so
64.
unprofessional. We were like setting up a game after meandering. I'm sorry.
It may be a better game, but when the fuck was that released? Towards the end of the N64's life cycle?
Middle run.
How many more people played Mario Kart 64 than played that shit?
Middle run.
Wait, what are we comparing?
20 people.
Mario Kart 64 to what?
To Diddy Kong Racing 64.
Yeah, Mario Kart 64 wins, and Diddy Kong only did well because of Mario Kart 64.
No. Diddy Kong is objectively the better game.
Yeah, but what came first, man? I mean, it's like saying, what's better?
A lot of games came.
It's also not. It's objectively not better.
It's influenced by Mario Kart, though. Like, you don't get a Diddy Kong without Mario Kart.
Yeah, you don't.
That doesn't matter. You don't get Mario Kart without Rad Racer, probably.
You don't get Rad Racer without Bad Dudes.
Yeah, you probably would. They're two way different genres.
So tonight's game is I like a dad joke. It's one of the things that I think is funny. So what I'm going to do is read I'm going to read the prompt. I'm going to read the first part of a dad joke, and then you guys have to finish it for 1 point.
You guys are fucked, basically, because there's only one dad in here.
All right, Joe, you ready? You feeling good?
Yeah.
Kevin, is this a shouted out format?
Yep, shout it out, but I reserve the right to put you on mute and ignore the right answer if you shout too many things out all at once without thinking about
them. Directed at you.
Does that make sense?
What if I give a funnier answer than you've got in your system?
I'll reserve the right, but it's going to have to be. It's going to be like just be way better than what's written here, and maybe I'll consider it.
So Kevin, obviously you're the game master. You have total control. You have control of points and how they're handed out. I love doing this category in, like in my weekly trivia at venues all over beautiful Columbus, Ohio. And the rules that I do is you can be close to the punchline, so it doesn't have to be verbatim. But then also, if you give me an answer that's funnier than what I have and it fits with the setup, then you get the points. But it's your game entirely. I'm just offering that.
So we'll do this. We'll say, and not like verbatim, but you have to get the same punchline.
The gist of it, yeah.
You can get a point, but then if somebody else has a funnier thing that actually fits with the language, they can steal the point.
Steal it. Okay. Okay, so I would say that you would have to say like, okay, yes, Carl, you're correct. Does anyone want to challenge? Right? Like something like that.
Yep.
I love it.
That's fine.
I love this. Okay, I'm ready.
All right. Carl, you good? You off mute? Joe is.
I got my white New Balances on. My jeans are high. They're tight. I'm ready.
Wait, let's see your New Balances, John.
No, it's dad joke. Dad joke humor.
You're already ahead then.
All right. Runners on your mark. What do sprinters eat before a race? It's kind of a hard one to start on.
You gotta fast food.
We're gonna come back to that one. Never mind.
Okay, all right.
Why couldn't the bicycle stand up?
It was on 2 feet.
Why couldn't the bicycle stand up?
Yep.
Because Jesus, I thought this would be fun.
You guys should chew some gum or something.
Yeah. Chewing gum would help.
Yeah, I think that's supposed to help. Quick thinking.
Okay.
Why do melons have weddings?
Because they can't elope.
There you go.
There you go.
Little momentum. We feeling good now?
No, I would like to challenge. I would like to challenge.
All right.
Say the setup again.
Why do melons have weddings?
Well, because instead of a honeymoon, they go on they honeydew it. Never mind. I tried.
So Joe gets 1 point.
Carl, come on, I tried.
You tried.
Carl, did you have one?
No.
All right.
Joe gets the points.
How does Moses make his coffee?
Moses. He's a Jew, right?
He is, famously.
All right.
Why do you say it like that, Joe? He's a Jew, right? The way you said it.
That's how anyone says Jew.
You said it kind of like you don't like. Never mind. Topic for later. How does Moses make his coffee?
Black.
He spreads the red. His beans are It's a French press, but with tablets. It's a tablet.
Moving on. Why was the coach yelling at a vending machine?
The coach?
Yeah.
Why was the coach yelling at the vending machine? Because he couldn't get his quarterback.
There you go.
Oh, wow. How
Anyone
about that?
Care to attempt a challenge?
Good job.
I'm sweating right now.
Just no.
Mm-mm.
Neither Joe nor Carl.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Let's see.
So are those old jokes that we didn't get? Will you tell us the punchline?
Yeah, I want to. Well,
because I have a dinner party coming up, and I'd like to come off as very funny.
How about
Did
this
you guys-
coach jokes?
I don't play soccer because I enjoy the sport.
Is that a joke or is
This is no good.
That's like one of those storytelling ones. That's like a one-liner.
Right, yeah.
Can I not for points, but while you're looking, Kevin, can I tell a joke and see if they come up with the answer?
Please.
Okay. Why wasn't Helen Keller a good driver?
I know the answer.
Carl, Joe.
I'm trying.
It's because she was a woman.
She was a.
You were right there. You were right there.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I never really got the punchline, but
I'm going to take a point for that
one. Okay. It's Kevin's
All right,
points.
What's the difference between a poorly dressed man on a tricycle and a well-dressed man on a bicycle?
One wheel. One. I hate it. I hate the dead air on the pod, and I feel like anyone listening to this. A tire.
Yeah.
Oh.
We're going to go back to the ones that you guys didn't get.
It was close.
Wow.
It was close.
So I asked, what do sprinters eat before a race?
Yeah.
The answer is nothing. They fast.
Oh, it's good.
The bicycle couldn't stand up because it was too tired.
Too tired.
Too tired.
Too.
And Moses, how does he make his coffee? He brews it.
Because he's Jewish.
Because he's Jewish. You were so close, I thought you were going to say it, and then you didn't.
Wait, hold on. Help me out. Hold on. Help me out on that one. Slow Johnny over here. He brews it. He brews it. Okay. He brews it.
There are a lot of biblical Jews, though. That's a tough one to get to.
All right. Well, I'm sorry for the last few minutes.
No,
we're gonna move on to tooth-related dad jokes.
Ooh,
these seem a little bit easier overall. I think they might be designed for small children.
Dental papa.
Love it.
So here we go. A dentist went to the North Pole on vacation. What kind of animal did he see?
A molar bear.
A molar bear is correct.
Wow.
Joe, can you do better than molar bear?
Canine husky.
Why did the dentist leave the airport?
Why did the dentist leave the airport? Oof. Arrival, departure, delay, baggage claim. I got nothing. Terminal. I got nothing.
He keistered a bunch of floss.
He did keister a bunch of floss, and so he was afraid of the cavity search.
There you go. There you go.
1 point for me.
No,
not 1 point for you.
No.
Okay.
You lose a point for trying to get a point.
What do you call a dentist who is not a fan of tea?
Not a fan of tea. Damn.
Dr. Auntie.
He's anti-tea. He's a... you gotta tell us, Kev.
Dennis. Call him Dennis. He's a dentist. He's not a fan of tea.
Dennis.
Boo!
It's dentist minus the letter T.
Fucking get it?
Okay, that's okay. That's a tough one.
How did the dentist congratulate the golfer who also had a painful cavity?
How did the dentist... Say that again?
How did the dentist congratulate the golfer who also, the golfer had a painful cavity?
Nice teeth, idiot.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Nothing.
He drilled him in the sand.
He said, great job on the hole-in-one.
Okay. That's okay. That checks out. No, that checks out.
Why did the smartphone need tooth whitening?
Why did the smartphone need tooth whitening?
Yes.
Because it was, 'Cause
Come on, Carl.
Bill Gates.
You got this. Bill Gates. Oh man. He was whitelisted. I got nothing, man. I got nothing.
Whitelisted is pretty good.
No,
Kevin.
I got nothing. That's no points. That's a shit answer.
The smartphone needed tooth whitening for its Bluetooth.
Damn it. It makes sense. The tooth is blue.
I'll fucking kill you.
I know.
What award does the Family Dentist of the Year get?
Family Dentist of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Family Dentist?
The Nobel Teeth Prize. The Medal of Molar. I got nothing, man.
He gets a little plaque.
Oh.
That's good.
So I'd like to end this game and
we should
come back and finish it on another podcast.
We thought we'd get there, and I wanted it to happen. What do the points do? Did I get 3 and Joe got 2? Does that sound right?
You got 2 and Joe got 1.
There you go. Joe, good game, and by good game I mean you suck.
Okay, I'm just glad I was here for this one.
And I feel like we all suck after
well,
that.
it was rough. It was rough.
Oh well, you know.
Joe, you went and saw some wrestling. Tell us about that, man.
Went to see some wrestling. It was great. I don't think whatever I say right now could do it justice, so I'd rather talk about how my girlfriend has adapted the Taco Bell potato tacos to be made at home.
Ooh, let's do that instead.
Switching it up. You guys ever have a Taco Bell potato taco?
Yep, I have.
What do you think of them?
Fucking delicious.
Yeah, they're good.
Fucking delicious. So here's the key. You have to...
Wait, so just stop for just 1 second. Just 1 second. Because you can have that shit put on anything.
Potatoes?
Yes, when they have the potatoes, you can have it put on anything. I had it put on chalupas.
Ooh.
Cheesy Gordita Crunch?
It's real good.
Here's what your key, and they took the potatoes away. All Yum brands. KFC took away their wedges.
Fuck KFC. Don't even bring them up on this podcast.
KFC's fine.
Ugh.
Well, it's all Yum brands. They took these away. But the thing is, you can make these at your house without frying a potato, and they taste pretty damn good. You essentially boil potato first, and then bake it. And that gives you the softness inside, and then the crispy outside. And there are some special Taco Bell centric seasonings, which you can add after the fact. But you essentially get a cheat code to have unlimited potato tacos, and that's very dangerous. You understand? If you have that many potato tacos at your disposal, if you have a 2-pound bag, a 3-pound bag, a 5-pound bag of potatoes at your disposal, oh my god. And then that sauce.
You pair that with 3 or 4 boxes of wine, and yeah, you're in real trouble.
I'm surprised I'm still alive, pal.
Taco Bell in your kitchen?
Yeah. But healthier because it's baked, not fried.
And it's good?
It's very good. That's the key move, is to boil them first, to get those potatoes all nice and soft, and then to put them in the oven afterwards to get that crispiness after. And
your fiance came up with this, or did you?
She found it on, one of her friends gave it to her, but, you can find online a cheat code for Taco Bell potato tacos. It's out there, I would imagine.
Okay. Joe, did you get engaged?
No.
He called her your fiance, and you didn't react.
Essentially, yeah. I haven't provided any sort of sustenance to back that up, I guess. So she has taken over a closet, though. I didn't know that.
Does she have tampons at your house?
Probably.
You guys are getting married.
Found out though.
If she doesn't, she can just borrow one of Joe's.
Oh, shots
Found
fired.
out that the other day that I looked into. I've got 2 closets in the master bedroom that are like kind of smallish 2 closets, and then I noticed all my stuff was being pushed over into one. And then what's going on here? She said,
I'm claiming a closet, motherfucker. Yeah, this is my closet now. All my dresses, my lingerie, all of my female effects will now go into this closet.
I wasn't even consulted. I was just I woke up and one day things are out of this closet.
Can I just say my wife's closet looks like Chernobyl, and my closet is like as organized as they come. And I don't wear most of the clothes in it. A lot of button-ups that I just haven't touched in probably 5 years.
It's kind of where I'm at with my closet too.
Like
so
I don't think that men need a closet. I think men are a dresser.
Certain men need closets.
Well, yeah, successful ones that wear suits a lot.
No, I meant like gay men. Get it?
Yeah. Yeah, because sometimes they got to hop in there for like a family reunion and whatnot. Well, there it is, guys. This may have been one of our. Let's rate the pod. How do we do? I don't feel strong about this podcast.
No. This is like a 3. This is in the worst 30% of.
But you know what? You know what's important? We showed up.
Yep, we tried.
We gave it an effort. We were here.
Sometimes it's just about participating.
Yeah.
You know, the act of making a podcast.
I felt strong about the podcast. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, a 6 out of 10 is like slightly above average, right, Kevin? Just like good, like okay.
It depends on how you're scaling these things. More and more, I'm trying to think of a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of what percent of things that I'm comparing it to was it better than? So 90%, a 9 of 10 should be better than 90% of offerings, and so I would give this one a 3 out of 10. And by that definition, 6 out of 10 would mean that it was better than an average podcast or a median podcast.
I mean, it's better than sitting around eating a Kit Kat bar and doing nothing. So that automatically should give it points.
My sister got the COVID virus.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So her boyfriend, young Brogan, who we love,
bumps it up to a 4 out of 10.
I'm trying to add anything. It's a Hail Mary. She. So he got it and got tested and tested positive, and then she went and got tested and she tested negative and was thinking she was kind of in the clear. And I talked to her. I said, "Hey, you guys are fucking. You're in the same bed. He's going, reverse. You're doing reverse cowgirl together. All this stuff." And that was a false negative. You absolutely have. You absolutely got, corona'd. And then so she, to return, back to school and work, she's a PE teacher, and she had to test again before she could return. Her second testing positive. She's still like in the throes of it. I think this is day 4 of just kind of stuffy, low energy week. Still has her smelling, still has her taste, which is good. We checked in with Max on the podcast a couple episodes back, and I talked to his wife, and we're coming up on, I think, 3.5 months after having COVID, still does not have full sense of taste and smell. Like, that bothers me to hear that another human being is lacking those senses, because food is amazing, and I don't know. So I thought that was weird. But I feel like my sister's
Food can also be a foul temptress, though.
Sure.
Sometimes I think my life would be better if I just ate a flavorless, odorless, nutrient paste.
Like the Matrix, yeah, it has all the
Soylent Green.
required proteins.
Soylent Green.
Yeah, people are Soylent Green, or Soylent Green are people rather. But yeah, I don't know. I just shout out to young Melanie. We could get her on the line if you guys want her hot take on it, but I don't know. I feel like we're sort of stringing this thing out.
Yeah, we could close it down, I think. Going on long enough.
Yeah, let's kill it.
During our jibber jabber.
Yeah, but she seems to be doing okay. You know what I mean? And I'm sure she'll get through it fine. What was funny was when she told me, I was talking to her on the phone. And I started telling her, you're going to want to do this. You're going to want to get some fish oils and some vitamin J's and K's. And, you got to go online, make sure you take care of yourself, get up and take a walk. And then midway through all of that, I was like, wait, hold on. You're the healthiest person I know. And you teach health, to a bunch of middle schoolers. I'm going to shut the fuck up and just keep doing what you normally do. And I'm sure you'll be fine. Like, I think a lot of people forget the mortality rate on this virus. And then also we have these new, iterations of the virus coming out. Have you guys thought about this much as far as the effectiveness of a vaccine and whether or not the vaccine?
So far it sounds like that the iterations are still covered by the current vaccines.
Right. And I think the important thing to keep in mind is that get vaccinated as soon as you can, and this gives the virus
it sounds like
less of a
chance.
It's
a race between the vaccine and the iterations.
Right. Because the less the less opportunity the vaccine or the virus has a chance to spread, the less it's going to mutate and get interesting. So I don't know. I'm over it. I'm ready for the old normal. Sick of this new normal.
It would be nice to, go to a comedy show or a
concert,
baseball game or a concert.
All of us go over to the Gaz studio and meet up again and do it that way. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Oh my God! If Limp Bizkit comes here, I'm willing to pay upwards of $100.
Wow. I would go with you as long as they had Taproot or Stained open for them.
Stained would not open for Limp Bizkit at this point in their game.
Stained's doing stuff.
Why did the Limp Bizkit fans go to the Limp Bizkit concert inside of an Oreo factory?
Why did
the Limp Bizkit fans go to a Limp Bizkit concert inside of an Oreo factory?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're to guess.
It did it all for the cookie.
There you go. Folks, this has been Podcast Right Now, episode 172. Sorry we got a little sleepy at the end there. We hope you had a good time. We came. I mean, we hit the record button. We're here. We did it.
I thought I was going to have to leave, but then I didn't. So I'm back.
You're back? Yeah, check us out on, hit the website up, podcastrightnow.com, Patreon, the Twitters, the Instagram, the Facebook. Podcast Right Now, whether you want to accept it or not, it's the future. It's the future of podcasting.
Well, I think we proved that tonight.
Yeah.
And, we should all get some good sleep and start not drinking booze tomorrow. And
holy shit, I've got to do that.
It's happening.
I bet we'll have an even better podcast next week.
Hell yeah.
Can any of you sing Toto's Africa for me on the way out?
You said which one?
Toto's Africa.
Toto's Africa.
Kevin's got the most range.
Yeah,
I know. I got you.
That's a real Kevin move.
No, this is me. Hold on. Fuck Kevin.
Okay. This is going to help me stay sober for the month of February if I get a little bit of Africa, especially if it's played on. No, I wasn't expecting the.
Shut the fuck up.
All right.
I hear the drums echoing tonight, and no, Kevin, go ahead.
All right. Good night, everybody.
To drive me away from you. There's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do. I bless the rains down in Africa.
I bless the rains.
Gonna take some time to do the things we never had. Yeah, thanks for listening. We'll see you guys next time. Wear your mask. Wash your hands. Call a friend. You know what? That's what I've been doing. I've been talking to people on the phone. Call your buddy up and just say, hey, if you're free, I'm talking to you for like an hour, and we're gonna talk about our day. But no, we appreciate you guys being here. We appreciate you guys listening. Thanks to everybody who showed up in the Twitch as well. And Carl, Kevin, Joe, love you boys, and stay safe. Podcast. Right now.
I didn't mean it.